This video continues with Chapter 20, The Last Dignity of Prince Saiyan. Dragon Ball, the God of Destruction's sign-in system. Chapter 20, The Last Dignity of Prince Saiyan. Chapter 20, The Last Dignity of Prince Saiyan. Chance. I gave you a chance, but it's a pity that you didn't use it. Raditz was immediately silenced by Kahn. But the strong desire to survive still made Raditz say brazenly, Kahn, no matter what you say, we are brothers. Give me another chance, and I will definitely seize it. After pondering for a while, Kahn said, Okay, I'll give you another chance. Raditz was overjoyed immediately, and it was better to live than to die. As long as you can survive, what is face and dignity? Didn't Vegeta ask you to kill Kakarot just now? Now you go and kill Vegeta, and I'll let you go. Vegeta? Raditz was stunned for a moment. Kill Vegeta? He had never thought about it, and he didn't dare to think about it. After all, he has fought with Vegeta for more than 20 years. Deep in Raditz's heart, he dare not challenge Vegeta's majesty. But now Kahn wants him to kill Vegeta. Right now, Vegeta is covered in bruises and his strength has been greatly reduced. But his state has not been affected in any way. Hesitating for a moment, Raditz overcame his inner fear of Vegeta in order to survive. He turned to look at Vegeta, with a look of ruthlessness in his eyes. Vegeta, in order for me to live, I have to sacrifice you. Kill me. Ha 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 ha. Seeing the fierce look in Raditz's eyes, Vegeta smiled. Immediately, the corner of Vegeta's mouth raised, and he sneered, Raditz, if you think you can kill me, then go ahead and do it. Not to mention, Raditz was really intimidated by Vegeta's words. Although Vegeta is now covered in bruises, Vegeta's strength lies there. Even if he is seriously injured, Raditz may not be Vegeta's opponent. Raditz, what are you still doing? I'll count to 3, and if you don't do anything, I'll send you to hell first one. Kahn began the countdown, like a countdown to Raditz's trial. Raditz gritted his teeth and shouted, Go to hell, Vegeta. Compared to Vegeta, Raditz is now more afraid of Kahn. After all, Vegeta was beaten to the ground by Kahn. Apart from killing Vegeta, Raditz has no other option now. He has no choice. Boom! Raditz shot like a thunderbolt, and a Kigum bullet that gathered all of Raditz's strength went straight to Vegeta. Facing Vegeta, Raditz dared not underestimate him. Even now Vegeta is seriously injured. Heh. High Blast became bigger and bigger in Vegeta's eyes, but Vegeta couldn't help but sneered. You, Raditz, want to kill me, Vegeta. Afterburner. What? Boom! Vegeta, who was lying on the ground, gathered the energy of his whole body and fired the last afterburner. The two energies, Kai Blast, met shockingly under the watchful eyes of Kahn and others. Under Vegeta's afterburner, Raditz's energy Kai Blast collapsed in an instant. After defeating Raditz's energy Kai Blast, the afterburner continued unabated and swallowed Raditz in an instant. Rumble! Exclamation after devouring Raditz, the afterburner produced a blast of energy. At the moment of the energy explosion, a terrifying shock wave rippled out like ripples, and a mushroom cloud also rose with it a long time. The energy explosion gradually dissipated, and a large crater appeared in the sight of Kahn and others. Raditz was lying in the big pit with scars all over his body. His body was still twitching constantly, and his breath became extremely sluggish. Obviously, even with the afterburner fired by the seriously injured Vegeta, Raditz is still unable to contend. Tusk. Coming to Raditz's side, Kahn looked down at the embarrassed Raditz from a high position, with no waves on his face. Hey Kahn, save me. Raditz exerted all his strength, and just stretched out his trembling hand to ask Kahn for help. At this time, Son Goku also came to the edge of the big pit. Looking at Raditz, who was seriously injured and dying, he couldn't help but sigh in his heart. Just now Raditz was following Vegeta rebelliously and arrogantly. Now he was crippled by a booster shot from Vegeta. Brother Kahn, save him. Although Raditz was about to kill himself just now, Son Goku still couldn't bear to see Raditz right now save him. Kahn said indifferently, Kakarot, you are too kind. You need to change your temperament. Being kind to the enemy oftentimes will cause more trouble for yourself. There is no need for people like Raditz to live in this world. Immediately, Kahn squatted down and stared at the dying Raditz. Raditz, I didn't want to let you go last time. I let you live for more than a year, and you have earned it. When you get to the bottom, I hope you will repent in front of your parents. Let's go. The moment the words fell, Kahn fired a Kigong cannon and Raditz disappeared completely. Watching this scene, Son Goku didn't say anything more. If it were him, he wouldn't have killed Raditz. But since Kahn didn't want to let Raditz go again, there was nothing he could do about it. Having dealt with Raditz, Kahn came to Vegeta again. It's unlucky for me, Vegeta, to fall into your hands today, but seeing that there are still Saiyans as strong as you in the world, I will die without regret. Kill me. I hope that one day in the future, you can also kill Frieza and avenge our Saiyan nation, so that I can die in peace. Although he became the fish on Kahn's cutting board, Vegeta still insisted on his proud self-esteem. He won't beg Kahn for mercy. If Kahn really wanted to kill him, begging for mercy would have no effect. Rather than losing your dignity and losing your life, it is better to keep your last dignity when you are about to die. His last dignity is Prince Saiyan. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 21 Departure, Planet Namek. Chapter 21 Departure, Planet Namek. Even if you don't tell me, I'll kill Frieza sooner or later. But Kahn narrowed his eyes slightly and said, you are different from the kind of trash like Nappa and Raditz, and it's still useful to keep you alive. You can go before I change my mind. Kahn and Vegeta don't have any feuds either. You can kill him, but you don't have to. What's more, keeping him alive is still helpful to Son Goku, at least on the way to Son Goku becoming stronger. Vegeta is still needed as a competitor. Nanny? Vegeta could hardly believe his ears. Kahn didn't kill him? Are you deaf if I tell you to go? If you don't go, maybe I will change my mind. You can't let him go. At this time, Kellen shouted impatiently, Kahn, these guys killed Piccolo, Tine Shinhan and Dumplings, they can't let him go. Are you teaching me how to do things? Kahn glanced coldly, causing Klin to shrink his neck in fright, and fell silent for an instant. I hope you won't regret today's decision. Given the chance to live, Vegeta naturally wouldn't give up. After all, if he could live, who would want to die? Vegeta didn't dare to neglect, and dragged his bruised body back to the universe spaceship with difficulty call out. The universe spaceship starts and rushes to the sky at the fastest speed. It wasn't until the moment he left the Earth that Vegeta dared to believe that he had survived. He thought he would end up like Raditz and Nappa, but he survived. Magnum Capsule Company. Win, that's great. Bulma danced and hugged Vados. Through the live broadcast of the war correspondence, they also saw the scene of Kahn fighting Vegeta and others. Although Vegeta was released, they finally relieved their threat to the Earth. Of course, it's no accident that my husband took action. Vados also pursed his lips and smiled. TCH, so this is my husband. Bulma pouted. Haha, who told you not to cherish breaking up with him? Vados chuckled lightly. After staying on Earth for more than a year, Vados naturally knew about the past between Bulma and Kahn, but it was no longer important to her. Is it too late for me to cherish now? Bulma regrets it, even if she is small. After all, she really liked Kahn deep down in her heart, but they broke up peacefully because they didn't have much time to spend together in the past. Well, maybe you'll have to ask Kahn yourself. Vados smiled meaningfully. Having been with Bulma for so long, Vados knows enough about Bulma. Although she doesn't really want to share Kahn with others if it's Bulma, it's not impossible. Firstly, Bulma is a good woman, and secondly, Bulma has helped Kahn a lot over the past year, and she can see that Kahn and Bulma still like each other. Vados is not so narrow-minded, and in her concept, there is no so-called monogamy. In the 6th universe, it is common for a person to marry several wives. Therefore, as long as there is no problem with Kahn, Vados can also accept Bulma. Listen. Bulma understood what Vados meant, that is to say, Vados agreed with her to be a child. Now all she has to do is take care of Kahn's side. Bulma, who was already desperate, sees hope again. The other side. After Vegeta left, Kellen and Yamcha also let out a long sigh of relief. But then there is an important question. Piccolo, Tainshinhan, dumplings, and a city of tens of millions of people died, and they had to figure out a way to revive them. As long as you find all 7 Dragon Balls, you can revive Piccolo and the others. Yamcha said. How to resurrect? Kahn asked back. If I remember correctly, the Dragon Ball on Earth is now made by Piccolo, and his death means that the Dragon Ball is useless. Yes. After Kahn said this, everyone suddenly remembered this crucial question. When Piccolo died, Shenron naturally died as well. Then what to do? Is there no other way? Clint said anxiously. It doesn't matter even if someone is dead, after all, there is still the existence of Dragon Ball. But now that Piccolo is also killed by Nappa, the Dragon Ball is naturally useless. It's not impossible any solution. Son Goku and others looked at Kahn one after another. The dead Raditz and Nappa don't care, but Piccolo and Tainshinhan have to be resurrected. The thousands of innocent people who died under Nappa's hands must also be resurrected. Go to Namek, the planet where Piccolo's race lives. There should be a Dragon Ball there that can revive Piccolo. As long as Piccolo is resurrected, then the Earth's dragons can be used to revive other people. Kahn put it succinctly. Great. With a purpose, the next question is not a problem. Bulma can build a universe ship to Namek, and can also translate Namek language then. Kahn went to the Temple of Heaven, and brought the universe spaceship that the old gods took when they came to Earth back to the Universal Capsule Company for Bulma to transform, and by the way, do a translation of the Namekian language 10 days later. Everything's ready. In the huge yard of Universal Capsule Company, an octopus-shaped universe spaceship is parked on the lawn, and Kahn, Vados, Bulma, Son Goku, Son Gohan, Kling, and others are all here. Let's go with Goku, Gohan, and Krillin this time. Kahn said. I also need to go. Seeing that his name was not among them, Bulma stood up immediately. Bulma, Namek should be dangerous, aren't you afraid? Son Goku said. After all, going to Namek this time is not for tourism. Maybe you will meet enemies. If Bulma goes, maybe you will be delayed. I'm not afraid. Kahn will protect me anyway. Bulma put his hands on his hips, confidently. This. Kahn scratched his head, then looked at Vados and asked, Honey, what do you think? I don't care, husband, you can make your own decision. Vados said softly and brilliantly. Whether or not to take Bulma with her, she left the decision to Kahn. After hesitating for a moment, Kahn could only say, then okay. Since Bulma wants to go too, let her go. Immediately, everyone began to board the universe spaceship one after another, and Bulma personally controlled the universe spaceship. When Bulma pressed the button to start the engine, the universe spaceship burst into flames. The huge thrust propelled the universe spacecraft into the sky slowly, and then the speed soared, and it disappeared above the clouds in just a few seconds. P.S. Anyone else watch it? Please let me know, and drop some flowers by the way, please. Exclamation, exclamation. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 22 You almost lost my lovely and charming wife. Chapter 22 You almost lost my lovely and charming wife. After Kahn and his party left for Namek, Vados also returned home. After returning home, Vados immediately summoned the Angel staff to check all the news about Frieza. Universe Emperor Frieza Vados' beautiful eyes narrowed slightly. According to the news she got, Frieza's strength is far above Kahn's today. Moreover, since Frieza learned about the Dragon Ball and Vegeta's combat power detector, he has already personally led Frieza's army to Planet Namek at this time. That is, on Namek, Kahn will meet Frieza, the enemy who killed his father and mother. According to Kahn's character, there will inevitably be a big battle between Kahn and Frieza. Kahn's strength is not as good as Frieza's, and against Frieza, Kahn may be in danger. What a hassle. Vados raised his forehead, then tapped the angel's staff, and turned into a colorful rainbow and left the Earth. Galactic Patrol Headquarters. Just when Myers was about to lead the Galaxy Patrol members out on patrol, Vados suddenly descended. "Miss, who are you?" For Vados, the uninvited guest, Jake couldn't help asking curiously. Myers waved his hand, then stepped forward and said, "Sister Vados, why are you here?" "Myers, I need your help. I wonder if I have time to go to Namek with me now." Vados did not beat around the bush, and expressed his purpose clearly. Hearing this, Myers groaned for a moment, then turned to Jake and said, "Jack, you will lead the patrol this time. I'll go out for a while." In universe space, a rainbow of 7 colors flew by rapidly, and it was Vados and Myers who came out of the Galactic Patrol headquarters. Along the way, Vados explained her purpose to Myers in detail. After listening to it, Myers was puzzled and asked, "Sister Vados, why don't you do this kind of thing yourself?" Myers thought it was something, but Vados asked him to go to Namek with him, and if Frieza threatened Kahn's life, he would punish Frieza. "If I can make a move, I won't use it to find you," Vados explained. "After all, my husband doesn't know that I am Angel. With his current strength, he still can't reach my level, so I can't reveal my identity for the time being. Otherwise, I'm afraid he won't be able to accept it." Vados wouldn't want to bother if he could. After hearing this, Myers sighed straight away. Okay, I really can't do anything about you." At this time, the universe spacecraft that Kahn, Bulma, and others took has left the Earth, and is rapidly moving towards the coordinates of the Namek planet. Due to the long distance, Son Goku and others went to rest, leaving only Kahn and Bulma in the cabin. Kahn sat by the window, looking at the starry sky outside, wondering what he was thinking. Bulma switched on autopilot and sat next to Kahn with a chair. "Kahn, remember what happened to us before?" Sitting next to Kahn, Bulma recalled the old days with Kahn. "Of course I remember." Kahn naturally remembered these things clearly. The first time I met Bulma, and after the two were together, the first time holding hands, the first date, the first kiss, but it's pointless to say that now. Kahn sighed. He is married and the bride is not Bulma. It's a woman who looks almost exactly like the 6th universe Angel Vados, and even has the same name. Why is it meaningless? This is a common memory between us. But Bulma disagrees with Kahn's statement. Then she asked, "Kahn, don't you like me at all in your heart?" Kahn turned to look at Bulma and said, "If you want to ask me if I still like you, my answer is yes, but I'm married. You should understand, so what?" Bulma argued, "Of course I know you are married. Can't you marry me after you are married?" Kahn looked at Bulma with a black question mark on his face. "Bulma, what are you talking about? Even if I want to marry you, Vados won't agree. You don't have to worry about that." Speaking of this, Bulma became proud instead. "Vados is willing to accept me, as long as you are willing to marry me. Then there is no problem." This Kahn's eyelids twitched violently, and for a moment he couldn't figure out whether what Bulma said was true or not. Vados willing to take Bulma? Kahn himself couldn't believe it. While Kahn was in a daze, Bulma stepped forward, looked at Kahn, and said, "Say, would you like to marry me?" Kahn, grass. Why does Kahn have a sense of deja vu that he is going to be forced to go to the top? And the girl forced me to marry her. And Bulma, the richest man in the world. Kahn tactfully coughed and said, "Vados really said that. Of course, will I lie to you?" Bulma's tone was firm. After pondering for a while, Kahn said, "Let's leave it at that. Can we wait until we return to Earth this time?" "That is, you agree? As long as Vados accepts you, I'm fine." Bulma, the richest man in the world, the fair-skinned and beautiful rich woman and the world's top scientist, forced him to marry her. Is there any reason for Kahn to refuse? As long as Vados has no objection, Kahn certainly would. He has no reason to refuse. Moreover, as long as I marry Bulma, what kind of vegetables will I grow in the future? Doesn't he like eating soft rice? Isn't it nice to hug him left and right? Seeing that Kahn agreed to come down, Bulma immediately beamed with joy. Then it's okay to say that. It's a deal, and you can't go back on your word. Kahn smiled and said, "Why do you have to go back on your word? At the beginning, I was mainly afraid of disturbing you, and I didn't know what your thoughts were at that time, so I chose a blind date." HMPH. Bulma snorted proudly, "It's all your fault. You almost lost such a lovely and charming wife as me. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 23 Potential Inspired Capsules. Normal combat strength breaks tens of millions. Chapter 23 Potential Inspired Capsules. Normal combat strength breaks tens of millions. Half a month later, Vegeta returned to the planet Frieza No.79 on the Universe spacecraft. Almost half a month later, Vegeta recovered from his injury. After recovering from his injuries, Vegeta's strength has greatly increased, from the original 18,000 combat power to 30,000. Vegeta was amazed and also learned from the Frieza Legion that Frieza had gone to Namek to find the Dragon Ball. "Dragon Ball, here I come." A cold light flashed in Vegeta's eyes, and Saiyan's blood in his body was rolling. He longs for the Dragon Ball and wishes for immortality. In this way, he has the capital to resist Frieza, and at the same time he can get revenge from Kahn. A low-level fighter in Kahn can reach hundreds of thousands of terrifying fighting power. He is a majestic Prince Saiyan, a genius fighter. There is no reason why he is weaker than Kahn. Then, Vegeta, who had just recovered from his injuries, boarded the spaceship Universe again and set off for planet Namek immediately. A few more days passed. The 3 waves of Kahn, Frieza, and Vegeta arrived on Namek almost at the same time. Namek, which has not been visited by humans from other planets for a long time, ushered in 3 groups of people today. But what the Namekians don't know yet is that for them, this may be a catastrophe. Namek. This is a planet with a diameter more than 10 times that of the Earth. There are 3 small stars revolving around the Namek star, so the Namek star has only day and no night. Is this the Namek planet? After getting off the spaceship of Universe, Kling looked around and found that the environment of Namek was completely different from that of Earth. If the coordinates are correct, it should be. Bulma folded his hands on his chest and said, "Although the diameter of Namek is more than 10 times that of Earth, the atmospheric composition and gravity are almost the same as that of Earth. So even ordinary humans like Bulma can survive on Namek without any problems. A few strong Kiss have arrived with us." At this time, Son Goku said solemnly. Vegeta Kahn felt it carefully and said, "Dodoria, Sabo, and Frieza." "Who the hell is Frieza? Why do you always say this name?" Bald Klin scratched his head. He has heard the name Frieza many times from Vegeta and Kahn, but he just doesn't know who Frieza is. Kahn smiled indescribably. "You will know when you meet. Goku, the task of collecting the Dragon Ball is entrusted to you. You, nephew Gohan, and Krillin go to the Namek tribe. The Dragon Ball is in the Namek tribe. If you meet someone from the Frieza Legion, hit them if you can, and call me if you can't." Kahn then explained. Kahn is not interested in collecting Dragon Balls, and his purpose for coming to Namek is clear. That is to find Frieza and avenge Burdock and Jin. "Okay, I get it." Son Goku nodded, making no sense to Kahn's arrangement. After a little tidying up, Son Goku took Son Gohan and Kellen on the road. Kahn, what about us? After Son Goku left, Bulma asked. Find a hidden place to park the universe spaceship before making arrangements. After coming to Namek for more than a month, Kahn's strength has improved again, and he has broken through 1 million combat power. 1 million combat power may be more than enough to deal with others, but to deal with Frieza, it is obviously courting death. The combat power of Frieza in its final form is as high as 120 million, 1 million against 120 million. Is it possible that I still have the advantage? So Kahn had to check in before going to Frieza. With his sign-in system, you can get special rewards for signing in different places. I don't know what the special rewards are for signing in on Namek. Kahn is looking forward to it. Half an hour later, Bulma drove the Universe spacecraft to find a relatively hidden valley and stopped. System, sign in on Namek. Ding. Congratulations to the host for completing the daily check-in and getting the daily check-in reward, 1,500 combat power improvement cards. Ding. The host signs in on Namek and gets a special reward, potential inspiration capsule. Potential stimulating capsule? Kahn scratched his head, a big question mark on his face. Could it be that the potential of the Great Elder of Namek was stimulated? Or the kind of potential stimulation of the old Supreme Kai? But which one it is has a great effect on the current Kahn. So, without hesitation, Kahn swallowed the potential inspiration capsule. The moment the potential arousal capsule was put into his belly, Kahn could immediately feel a warm current rushing from the depths of his body like a tsunami. At this moment, Kahn only felt that his whole body was transparent, and his epiphany about the journey of cultivation increased sharply. His fighting power also skyrocketed at this moment. 2 million, 3 million, 5 million, 8 million, 10 million. Is this medicine so strong? Feeling the sea-like energy in his body, Kahn was startled. If he had known earlier, he would have come to Namek already. In just the blink of an eye, his fighting power has increased tenfold. But thinking about it carefully, it seems quite reasonable. In the original book, after Son Gohan was stimulated by the Great Elder of Namek, his combat effectiveness increased by almost 10 times. From this point of view, the effect of this potential stimulation capsule should be equivalent to being stimulated by the Great Elder of Namek. Although Kahn can also go to the Great Elder to stimulate his potential, but it is no longer necessary. This saves a lot of trouble, and now he can go directly to Frieza. Bulma, you stay here, I'll come back as soon as I go. Withdrawing his mind, Kahn was ready to go. Hey, won't you take me there? Bulma hurried to follow, leaving her here alone. She was also afraid. After all, if you are not familiar with the place, there is also the threat from the Frieza Legion. Kahn thought about it for a while, and decided to take Bulma anyway. Bring her there, at least Kahn can take care of her. If you keep her here, if someone from Vegeta or Frieza Legion accidentally steals her home, it will be over. Then let's go then. Kahn grabbed Bulma's small waist, performed flying technique, turned into a rainbow light and rushed towards Frieza at the same time. Above the high sky of Namek, Vados and Myers stood side by side. Sister Vados, it's a bit strange. Looking down at Kahn, who was flying at high speed, Myers said in surprise, your brother-in-law entered the universe spaceship within a few minutes. How come out the strength has improved so much? This Vados spread his hands, shook his head and said, I don't know very well, but it's a good thing, isn't it? Let's go and have a look. Although Kahn's strength has been increased by 10 times, 10 million fighting power is not enough to compete with Frieza. Therefore, it is still necessary for Vados and Myers to follow up and observe the situation. If the situation is not right, Myers will make a timely move. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 24 The era of your dominance in the universe has come to an end. Chapter 24 The era of your dominance in the universe has come to an end. A powerful Kai moved in the direction of Frieza. Is that the Kahn guy? On a certain island on Namek, Vegeta held a large dragon ball in his hand, looked towards a certain direction in the sky and muttered to himself. After returning from Earth, Vegeta also learned how Kahn and Son Goku perceived Kai. A person's strength and specific direction can be judged by the way of sensing Kai, no longer relying on the combat power detector used by the Frieza Legion. When reaching Namek, Vegeta sensed the auras of Kahn, Son Goku, and Frieza. The Kai moving at a high speed that he felt now was unfathomably strong. Son Goku doesn't have such a strong Kai, and this Kai is not Frieza's, so there is only one answer. Kahn. Kahn went to find Frieza. Interesting. The corners of Vegeta's mouth twitched slightly. Kahn's gone to find Frieza, which means there's going to be a big fight between the two of them. No matter who is strong or weak, Vegeta has a strong interest in this battle. First, he wanted to see how strong Frieza really is, and second, he wanted to know whether Kahn could defeat Frieza and avenge the Saiyan nation. The last is the most important point. Regardless of who Kahn and Frieza are on Namek, he obviously cannot collect all 7 Dragon Balls smoothly to summon Shenron to fulfill his wish. He can only successfully achieve his goal by taking advantage of Kahn and Frieza's loss and reaping the benefits of both. In this way, he can not only collect all 7 Dragon Balls smoothly, at the same time, he can also deal with Frieza, the enemy, and get rid of Kahn's shame. It's like killing 3 birds with 1 stone. Vegeta was amazed by his intelligence. Ha 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 ha. Vegeta suddenly laughed triumphantly. Kahn, Frieza. Unexpectedly, the final winner is me, Vegeta. Immediately, Vegeta set off immediately, following closely behind Kahn at the same time. Kahn naturally sensed that Vegeta was following, but he didn't care. After a few minutes, Kahn descends on an island continent with Bulma. A universe ship of the Frieza Corps is parked on flat ground, and there are many Frieza Corps working. Inside, Frieza sat on the fighting pod and also noticed the arrival of Kahn and Bulma. Frieza blinked her scarlet eyes and said in surprise, "Oh? Who are these 2 people? They're not from Namek, and they don't look like Saiyan either. King Frieza, do you want to kill them?" A member of the Frieza army asked respectfully. A cold light flashed in Frieza's eyes, and he ordered, "It seems that the visitors are not kind, let's kill them." "Yes." After receiving Frieza's order, the Frieza soldier retreated soon. Several Frieza soldiers blocked the way of Kahn and Bulma, and then under Frieza's watchful eyes, these men were instantly killed by Kahn. Oh ho 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 ho. Seeing this scene, Frieza laughed with interest. "It's really interesting. You dare to trouble me, Frieza. You don't know what to do." "Who is he?" "Universe Emperor Frieza. He has always been the only one who makes trouble for others. Who dares to make trouble for him?" Therefore, Frieza became very interested in Kahn for a while, even though in Frieza's eyes, Kahn was already a cold corpse. But Frieza admired Kahn's courage and guts. At least, in this world, Kahn was the first person who had the guts to trouble him. Frieza skimmed out of the universe spaceship with the battle cabin and landed slowly. As soon as Frieza appeared, an evil and terrifying sense of oppression rushed over his face, scaring Bulma to hide behind Kahn. The scarlet eyes looked at Kahn carefully, and Frieza also noticed the tan tail blowing in the wind behind Kahn. "Are you Saiyan?" After discovering that Kahn is Saiyan, Frieza immediately showed a look of surprise. It stands to reason that Saiyan had become extinct more than 20 years ago, leaving only 3 Vegeta who served under him. There is still a fish that slipped through the net. Looking at Kahn's face, Frieza's tiger body was shocked again. "Your face makes me feel a little familiar." For some reason, Frieza always felt that Kahn's face was familiar to him. But he obviously met Kahn for the first time. In the next second, a face appeared in Frieza's mind. Burdock's face. When he destroyed Planet Vegeta back then, the other Saiyans basically gave up resistance, and only one Saiyan resisted desperately to the end. That's Burdock. It was also Burdock's heroic and fearless resistance that Frieza was so impressed with. "You're that guy's son," Frieza cried out in shock. He said how he felt that Kahn's face was a little familiar, so it was because of Burdock. Kahn's haircut is different from Burdock's, but their faces share some similarities. It's really rare, thanks to the fact that you still remember the person who swore to fight to the end for the Saiyan nation. Kahn raised his eyelids slightly, and there was a cold killing intent in his flat voice. "My father, Burdock." At this moment, Frieza also understood the purpose of Kahn's trip clap clap. Frieza applauded suddenly, and then said with a sinister smile, "Your courage, I admire you a lot. You have the same courage as Burdock back then. Unfortunately, you are not smart enough, and you can even be said to be stupid. Do you know why? In this universe, there is no one who can resist me, Frieza, which is why this king can be called the Emperor of the Universe. Ben Wang Qing's powerful combat power will make you feel desperate." "Ha ha." Kahn sneered and said, "Frieza, you have lived in your own world for too long. The era of your dominance in the universe has come to an end." Immediately, Kahn clenched his fist. "Today, I will personally pay back the blood debt of my father Burdock and mother Jin on you." Frieza said disdainfully, "Oh ho 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 ho, if you have this ability, I don't mind." Frieza is not intimidating. Just a few words from Kahn obviously can't scare him, but Frieza's scarlet eyes narrowed dangerously, and said coldly, "Since you dare to challenge this king, you have to pay the corresponding price. Later, this king will let you know what life is better than death." The spam session is over. The air was filled with the strong smell of gunpowder, and the two seemed ready to fight at any moment. Suddenly, Kahn's tiger body shook, and he turned his head to look at the distant sky. "Kahn, what's the matter?" Sensing Kahn's strangeness, Bulma couldn't help asking. "Goku, something happened. Just now, Son Goku's Kai completely disappeared in Kahn's perception. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 25. Chapter 25. Damn you, Dodoria walk. For a while, Kahn couldn't care about Frieza anymore, and took Bulma to the sky, disappearing in an instant. Run? No one can escape under the eyes of this king. Frieza didn't know why Kahn suddenly wanted to run, but he didn't let Kahn go because of it. In Frieza's eyes, wild monkeys like Saiyan should die. Through sensing Kai, Vegeta also knew what happened, and he followed immediately without hesitation. The Namek village where Dend lives. The Namekians in the village were gathered together, looking at Dodoria, Sabo, and the dozen or so Frieza Legion men they brought with them in horror. And there were several Namek corpses lying on the ground. They died in a miserable state and were killed by a single blow. In addition to the Namekians and the Frieza Legion, there are third parties. Son Goku, Kling, and Son Gohan Dad. Dad! Son Gohan knelt in front of Son Goku's body, crying heartbreakingly. Goku Kellen's pupils trembled, and he could hardly believe his eyes. Son Goku is dead. Got pierced by a Kai blast from Dodoria. On the way to collect the Dragon Ball just now, they discovered that the Namek village was attacked by Dodoria and Sabo, and the kind-hearted Son Goku planned to rescue them. As a result, Son Goku lost to Dodoria and was killed by Dodoria after a beating. Little ghost, don't cry, I will send you down to reunite with your father now. Dodoria folded her hands on her chest and teased talking. Dodoria took a step forward, approaching Kellen and Son Gohan with a wicked smile on her face. Plin's body and mind immediately tensed up. He put on a fighting stance and stared at Dodoria fearfully, but because of the fear deep in his heart, Klin's whole body trembled. Even Son Goku was hanged by Dodoria and killed in one blow. What kind of waves can his weak strength cause in front of Dodoria? Laugh. Son Gohan gritted his teeth and stood up. The death of Son Goku turned his grief into strength. Son Gohan stared angrily, like a god of death. Diddy. At this moment, the combat power detectors of Dodoria and Sabo also responded. In the combat power detector, Son Gohan's combat power soared wildly, breaking through the 10,000 mark in just a few seconds. 10,000 combat power? Dodoria and Sabo were shocked beyond measure on the spot. How old is this brat in front of him? But he actually has a combat power exceeding 10,000? Moreover, Son Gohan's fighting power is still soaring. 15,000, 20,000. Impossible. Dodoria stomped back a few steps, shocked again. He even wondered if the combat power detector was malfunctioning. How could a kid who looked no more than a few years old possess such terrifying fighting power? You know, even his combat power is only 22,000. You big villain, return my father. Son Gohan, whose combat power soared instantly, rushed towards Dodoria angrily. With no fighting skills, Son Gohan hit Dodoria's chest hard with an iron fist. Puff! Under such a heavy blow, Dodoria's eyeballs protruded a little, and she flew upside down, finally hitting the mountain behind her hard to make a dent. Dodoria, on the other hand, is deeply embedded in the mountain. Master Dodoria. This brat actually knocked Lord Dodoria into the air. The Frieza army on the side was also shocked by Son Gohan's sudden burst of fighting power. Even Sabo frowned, he could see it. The 20,000 combat power is not Son Gohan's real strength, but because Son Goku's death made him feel extremely angry, so he burst into amazing combat power in an instant. But that's all. Dodoria swept out from the mountain, her face completely darkened. Although Son Gohan's Iron Head attack just now did not cause much injury to Dodoria, Dodoria felt extremely aggrieved. Unexpectedly, Dodoria, would one day be crushed under the hands of a brat. Little rascal, I'm going to trample you under my feet, get skin cramps, and ruthlessly ravage you. Listening to Dodoria's gloomy and scalp-numbing words, Son Gohan, who was like a deflated balloon, suddenly showed a frightened expression. Backed away because of fear. Gohan, come to me. Telin appeared in front of Son Gohan with a stride. Son Goku was dead, and he couldn't let Son Gohan have any accidents. Though he's no match for Dodoria either. But if Dodoria wants to hurt Son Gohan, he has to step over his dead body first. Don't worry, none of you can escape. Die to me. Tread. Dodoria stomped her feet. The ground under her feet cracked, and she charged towards Klin in a charging posture. Before the fight, Kling was overwhelmed by Dodoria's pressure. He didn't even have the courage to resist, so he could only symbolically put his arms in front of his body, close his eyes and prepare to die. Damn you, Dodoria. At the very moment, a judgment-like voice exploded over the Namek village. Then, Son Gohan, Dend and others were shocked to see that Dodoria, which had made them feel desperate just now, was trampled down by a black shadow falling from the sky. Son Gohan recognized the voice before he could see who was coming. Son Gohan was overjoyed. It's Uncle Kahn. The sudden change also caused Sabo and others to shrink their pupils. Sabo took a closer look and saw that Dodoria was stepped on by a tall and straight figure, and his head had exploded like a watermelon. Brains and blood flowed all over the place. Master Dodoria. Seeing the scene, the dozen or so Frieza soldiers stepped back in horror. Dodoria, she couldn't survive a face-to-face meeting and was instantly killed. Who is this guy who suddenly appeared? In the blink of an eye, Dodoria was killed. At this time, Sabo couldn't keep calm anymore. The opponent's ability to instantly kill Dodoria meant that he might be stronger than him. Kahn ignored Sabo and the others, and his eyes fell directly on Son Goku's body. I saw a shocking bloody hole in Son Goku's heart. Apparently, Son Goku was killed by a blow through the heart. Goku-san. Looking at the tragic death of Son Goku, Bulma was so frightened that his face turned pale on the spot. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time. October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 26 Frieza Antash 039's Weakness. Chapter 26 Frieza's Weakness Goku, maybe this is your fate too. Kahn sighed. Son Goku didn't die when Raditz attacked as in the original book, but died because of a trip to Namek. After all, he could not escape the fate of death. Although he died at the hands of Dodoria, it may be a good thing for Son Goku. In the world of Dragon Ball, death is nothing more than a circle of light above the head. Therefore, Kahn didn't feel much sadness because of Son Goku's death, because for Son Goku, he was at most temporarily away from the Earth for a period of time. Sooner or later he will be resurrected. Uncle Kahn Little Gohan came up, his eyes were red from crying because of Son Goku's death. Kahn stroked Son Gohan's head and comforted, "Don't be sad, your father will be resurrected soon. Your father's revenge, Uncle will avenge him." Immediately, Kahn handed over Son Gohan to Bulma and Kellen, and he looked at Sabo and others with cold eyes. Following Kahn's icy, murderous gaze, Sabo and the others felt a chill down their spines. Then, the massacre began. Crushed by Kahn's absolute strength, Sabo and the dozen or so Frieza troops who were showing off their might in the Namek village just now were slaughtered by Kahn in just a few seconds. Not even Sab survived a second in Kahn's hands. Sabo's death was exactly the same as that of Son Goku. He was pierced through the heart by an energy beam from Kahn, killing him with one blow. The corpses of Sabo, Dodoria, and a dozen Frieza soldiers were lying on the ground in disorder, and the scene became horrific for a while. The children in the Namek village were also pale with fright at this scene. After tidying up Sabo and others, Kahn turned his gaze to the Namek people in the village. In an instant, the Namekians backed away in fright, fearing that they would end up being ruthlessly massacred by Kahn just like Sabo and the others. However, Kahn said to the elders of the village, "If you don't want to die, take your people out of here quickly, Frieza is coming." Although it was not clear who Frieza was, the elders did not hesitate and immediately organized the evacuation of the living Namekians in the village. Of course, including Dend, Son Gohan et al. And just when they were about to evacuate, a devilish laughter resounded in the air. "Oh ho 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 ho, where are you fleeing to?" As soon as the words fell, Frieza, who was driving the battle cabin, appeared from the sky at an astonishing speed. Tusk. Soon, Frieza also discovered the bodies of Dodoria, Sabo, and the dozens of Frieza troops. Presumably this should be Kahn's masterpiece. He looked at Kahn coldly with scarlet eyes and said in a deep voice, "Wild monkey, Mr. Sabo and Mr. Dodoria were killed by you, right?" The corner of Kahn's mouth raised. "Isn't this obvious? Damn dwarf. What is your name, my king?" Frieza's eyes widened, and she suddenly became furious. Although he is the emperor of the universe, his height has always been his flaw, just like fat people hate being called fat. The same goes for Frieza. What he hates the most is when people laugh at his height. Otherwise, there would be no story about the 5-centimeter height that caused a big war in the later Broly Theater version. Damn dwarf. Kahn wasn't stingy either, since Frieza wanted to hear it. He didn't mind shouting again. During Setsuna, Frieza was so angry that he wanted to eat Kahn alive. He screamed and said furiously, "Savage stinky monkey, this king will tear you to pieces." Boom! Frieza was furious, with serious consequences. Even the combat power detector worn on his left eye exploded because of this. Facing the furious Frieza, Kahn shrugged his shoulders and said sarcastically, "You can call me a wild monkey, but can't I call you a dwarf? You are still the emperor of the universe, and you are too narrow-minded." PFFD ha 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 ha. Above the clouds, Vados was amused as he watched Frieza jumping up and down in Kahn's rage. "I didn't expect Kahn to have such a cute side." "Indeed. You Frieza can be called a wild monkey, but can't they call you a dead dwarf? Double standards can't be so double standard." Myers also said in embarrassment, "This is the first time I've seen Frieza get angry like this. Brother-in-law's mouth is too sharp." It is really rare for a majestic universe emperor to be furious and smoke from his 7 orifices. Vegeta, on the other side, was also dumbfounded. So, is height a weakness for Frieza? Vegeta was dumbfounded in surprise, and it was the first time he saw Frieza almost had a heart attack only. This method is also used by Kahn. In terms of height, Vegeta is not much better than Frieza. If he also laughed at Frieza's height problem, wouldn't it be half a catty laughing, hurting the enemy's 1000 and self-defeating 800? At this time, Frieza was so angry by Kahn that she gritted her teeth and said with a gloomy expression, "Damn Saiyan wild monkey, this king will tear your mouth apart and let you die without a whole body, otherwise the hatred in my heart will not be eliminated." "Ah!" Frieza shouted, and his figure instantly disappeared from the combat cabin. "The battle is imminent. Call out." In a flash, Frieza appeared directly in front of Kahn, kicked Kahn fiercely towards the temple with a side kick. Boom! There was a muffled sound, but Kahn did not dodge and took Frieza's kick solidly. However, Frieza was dumbfounded after that, because Kahn received his kick firmly without any reaction. Didn't even move his body. What? Frieza was startled and then adjusted his body slightly in midair, put his feet together, and smashed heavily on Kahn's chest with a phase-clang. This time, it still did not cause any harm to Kahn, and he still stood in place, motionless. Instead, Frieza just mentioned the iron plate, which made his feet hurt a little. Impossible. It's impossible for Saiyan to be able to take this king's attack. Shocked, Frieza really did not believe in evil. He doesn't believe his attack. It has no effect on Saiyan, who was once ruled by force. Frieza's fierce attacks were all on Kahn, even Kigong bombs were used. After fighting for a few minutes, Frieza retreated a distance panting. The scarlet eyes were fixed on the place where the smoke and dust rose directly in front of him. He was tired from playing, and he still couldn't believe that he couldn't break Kahn's defense. However, as the smoke gradually dissipated, Kahn's tall and straight figure reappeared in Frieza's sight. I saw Kahn's tall and straight figure standing like an unfallen iron tower, withstanding Frieza's barrage of onslaughts. Kahn not only didn't get hurt, he didn't even frown. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Frieza was shocked. What the hell is going on that his attack doesn't work on Saiyan? This was the first time Frieza had encountered such a situation in all these years. No wonder he was so shocked. P.S. Ask for flowers according to the usual practice, otherwise no one will vote. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 27, Are You the Legendary Super Saiyan? Chapter 27, Are You the Legendary Super Saiyan? How seeing this scene, Vegeta, who was hiding in the dark and watching here, was also shocked. He knew Kahn was strong, and he knew Frieza was strong. But what he didn't expect was that Frieza's attack did not cause any substantial damage to Kahn. You know, this is Frieza, Universe Emperor. With its powerful strength, it has been domineering in the universe for many years, and its ruler status is unshakable. But today, Frieza's attack was ineffective, and the opponent was still a Saiyan, a nation once ruled by force by Frieza and his father, King Cold. Kahn, how strong is this guy? Vegeta looked gloomy. He could sense that Kahn's aura was very strong, but he couldn't perceive the limit of Kahn's aura, because it was beyond his current strength cognition. The stronger Kahn showed, the more unbalanced Vegeta felt. Uncle Kahn is so strong. Behind a boulder not far away, Son Gohan also exclaimed. Kulin said with emotion, Yeah, this guy Kahn has left all of us far behind without knowing it. I really don't know how he cultivated. Back then, the backbone of the earth was still Son Goku. Although Kahn's strength is not weak, he has always been overwhelmed by Son Goku. But at the moment, let alone them, even Son Goku is far behind by Kahn. Pling even wonders if Kahn has been deliberately hiding his power for the past 2 decades. After all, even he can easily do something as simple as suppressing breath, let alone Kahn. As expected of my Kahn, come on, beat this dwarf to me. Bulma waved his little powder fist and shouted emotionally. Dend and the elders who watched from the side were taken aback. Poof! Kahn patted the unnecessary dust on his body and taunted, the Emperor of the Universe. Frieza, you don't even have the strength to beat people. How dare you call yourself the Emperor of the Universe? It's not that Kahn looks down on Frieza, but that Frieza in the first form really doesn't pose any threat to him. The combat power of Frieza in the first form is only 530,000, but his current normal combat power has already exceeded 10 million. Without transforming into the final form, in Kahn's eyes, Frieza is just an ant. Tread. Frieza stomped back a few steps and said in shock, Are you the legendary Super Saiyan? Super Saiyan. It is precisely because of this legend that Frieza chose to destroy Planet Vegeta and exterminate the Saiyan nation. In this legend, the Golden Warrior Super Saiyan defeated his ancestor Zild. Therefore, even though Frieza knew that this might just be an illusory legend, in order to avoid long nights and dreams, Frieza finally decided to destroy Planet Vegeta and exterminate Saiyan. To avoid future troubles, Frieza knows how strong the Saiyan nation is. Unless it's the legendary Super Saiyan of the Saiyan nation, there's no way a Saiyan can stand against him, let alone withstand his onslaught unscathed. Nani? As soon as Frieza said this, Vegeta was shocked again. This guy Kahn turned out to be the legendary Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan? Now, Vegeta's unbalanced psychology became even more unbalanced. He is a majestic Saiyan prince. A genius fighter is not a Super Saiyan. Kahn is a Saiyan who was born as a low-level fighter. Why would he be a Super Saiyan? Vegeta stared fixedly at Kahn's figure, shocked. He really wanted to rush out and ask Kahn, is this guy a Super Saiyan or not? But he can't do that now. A big question mark appeared on Vados' pretty face above the cloud. Super Saiyan? What is that? Why hasn't she heard of it? As if knowing what Vados was thinking, Myers explained, before the Saiyan nation was exterminated by Frieza, there was a legend about the Golden Warrior Super Saiyan among the Saiyan nation. Myers succinctly told the legend about Super Saiyan. So that's how it is. Vados suddenly realized and said, however, according to this legend, Super Saiyan is a Golden Warrior, right? Kahn doesn't look like a Golden Warrior now. Maybe I haven't seen Super Saiyan after all. Myers said noncommittally. Regarding Frieza's statement, Kahn denied it. Don't panic, dwarf. I'm not Super Saiyan yet, but I will be soon. Hearing this, Frieza was taken aback. What do you mean? Kahn didn't explain too much to him, but urged, Stop talking nonsense. Transform quickly. I know you can improve your combat power through transformation. You in this form are not my opponent. Just transform into your final form. I don't want to waste time with you. What did you say? Frieza's eyes narrowed dangerously. Kahn actually knew that he could improve his strength through transformation. Kahn seemed to know him well, but he didn't know Kahn at all, which made Frieza feel a little uncomfortable. But it doesn't matter anymore. He is Frieza, Emperor of the Universe. So what if Kahn is stronger? Even if he is the legendary Super Saiyan, he is definitely not his opponent. This is the confidence brought to Frieza by strong strength. In his final form, when the energy is fully activated, the combat power can reach an astonishing 120 million. It is this astronomical combat power value that enables Frieza to be domineering in the 7th universe, and no one can shake his status and dominance and Frieza also realized that he couldn't be Kahn's opponent in his first form. Neither does the second form. In his second form, his combat power is only 1 million, and he will not be Kahn's opponent. That being the case, how many years have passed, and you are the first person to let me transform into my final form. It is your honor to die under my final form, Saiyan. The moment the words fell, Frieza clenches her fists and guesses the horse's step. The breath began to rise geometrically. Crackling. Rumble. During Setsuna, Thunder danced around Frieza, and the ground began to tremble. Frieza was covered in purple energy all over her body. Under the wrapping of purple energy, Frieza's body shape began to change. Frieza she going to transform into her final form. The moment Frieza started to transform, Vegeta's pupils suddenly shrank. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 28 Hey, so this is the benefit of height. Chapter 28 Hey, so this is the benefit of height. Frieza began to transform, and the pretty face of Vados above the clouds gradually became dignified. According to the information she received, Frieza in its final form is still far superior to Kahn in strength. If Kahn didn't have any special means or whole cards, he wouldn't be able to defeat Frieza, who is absolutely crushing. Myers, it's up to you if Kahn is in any danger waiting. Vados exhorted. I see. Myers nodded solemnly. This is also the purpose of his trip to Namek with Vados, to secretly protect Kahn from Frieza. After all, Frieza can be called the Emperor of the Universe, and his strength is not covered in the village. Frieza's transformation continues. Thunder and lightning flashed in the sky, the earth trembled, and space shook. Finally, under the gaze of everyone, Frieza transforms from the first form to the second form, and from the second form to the final form. When the last ray of purple energy flowed into Frieza's body along his nose, the final form of Frieza appeared in everyone's sight. Compared with the first form, Frieza's body line in the final form is more perfect and more domineering. A pair of treacherous scarlet pupils, strange purple-black lips, a long off-white tail swinging freely, and the innate kingly aura and self-confidence on his face all give people an incomparably powerful sense of oppression. Okay, what a terrible air. Looking at Frieza in the final form, Kellen was shocked, and his voice began to tremble slightly. It's like being pressed by an evil spirit. Can Kahn be his opponent? On Son Gohan's immature face, there was a look of determination. I believe Kahn Bobo can win. So, who is stronger, Kahn or Frieza? Bulma had a black question mark on his face. She can't feel Kai, and naturally she doesn't know whether Kahn or Frieza in the final form is stronger or weaker. No, it's hard to say, Kellen said with a serious face. From the perspective of breath, Frieza's breath is obviously stronger, but what? Tell me, Bulma asked anxiously. Kellen swallowed hard and then said, Bulma, have you noticed? Kahn must also feel that Frieza's anger is stronger than his, but he doesn't seem to be worried at all now. Maybe is there any way he can deal with Frieza? I don't know the specifics. So this is Bulma nodded thoughtfully. She knew Kahn, and Kahn never did anything he was not sure of. Since Kahn can still stand in front of Frieza so calmly, it means that he must have his own confidence. Now, let's see how things develop. Frieza in its final form at this moment, Vegeta's face completely darkened. Frieza in the first form alone made him feel invincible, and as a result, Frieza can transform, greatly improving his strength. Under the terrifying aura of the final form Frieza, Vegeta's mood at the moment is only despair. Yes, Frieza's strength is so strong that Vegeta is desperate. He really didn't know how Kahn could defeat Frieza and avenge the Saiyan nation. If Vegeta had to choose a side, he thinks he would choose Kahn's side now. While he doesn't have a crush on Kahn either, he hates Frieza even more. After transforming into the final form, Frieza's momentum and confidence are completely different. His sharp scarlet eyes stared straight at Kahn, then put one hand on his chest, bent slightly, as you wish, Mr. Kahn, this is the final form of this king. Immediately, Frieza stretched out a finger and said confidently, in this form, I only need to use 10% of my strength to easily send you away. Kahn shrugged, non-committal really. Frieza in his final form really only needs to use 10% of his strength to deal with him now. But well, I, Kahn, don't have the confidence to stand in front of you, Frieza, and let you transform into your final form smoothly. That's what makes it interesting. Facing Frieza, the ultimate form whose strength far exceeds his own, Kahn not only has no fear. This instead turned on the Saiyan belligerence in him. Feeling the powerful pressure from Frieza, Kahn could only feel the blood in his body boiling, and couldn't help but want to fight Frieza. Immediately afterwards, Kahn put on a fighting posture and said excitedly, "Come on, Frieza, today either you die or you die. Act recklessly." Frieza dismissed Kahn's outrageous remarks. Today his battle with Kahn has only one outcome. That ended with Kahn's death. Strictly speaking, today is actually Kahn's first battle since he traveled to the Dragon Ball world because his strength has crushed his opponents in previous battles. In fact, it was not a battle at all, but a crush. Today with Frieza, it's the real battle. So, at this moment, Kahn is more excited than ever. Boom! The next moment, with almost no warning, Frieza chose to take the initiative. His seemingly unpretentious blow knocked Kahn back thousands of meters. After passing through the hills of dozens of islands along the way, Kahn barely stabilized his figure call out. Just as Kahn came back to his senses, Frieza had already followed, and another upside-down golden hook slammed down. Ha ha ha, good time. Kahn's fighting spirit was burning fiercely. Facing Frieza's powerful attack, Kahn did not choose to avoid the edge temporarily, but chose to be tough head-on. With a swing of his arm, Kahn bounced Frieza's upside-down golden hook and then kept moving, clenched his right fist, and slammed into Frieza's face. Frieza is naturally not cowardly. He didn't dodge anyway, and just punched him head-on. Frieza's purpose is clear. Come on, hurt each other. Of course, Puff. In the next moment, Kahn's huge fist greeted Frieza's left firmly. The powerful force even made Frieza's face almost deformed. Looking back at Frieza's fist, because his arm was not as long as Kahn's arm, his fist stopped a few centimeters from Kahn's face. An inch is long and an inch is strong. The hand knife is too short to use. At this moment, Frieza can't wait to make his arm 10 centimeters longer. Hey, so this is the benefit of height. Kahn's seemingly casual sentence made Frieza directly break the defense. Wild monkey, don't get carried away over there. Watch me kill you. Frieza's expression turned grim, and his breath suddenly exploded. The terrifying aura instantly knocked Kahn back. P.S. Readers, please send some flowers, please. Exclamation celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 29. Chapter 29. I know more things than you think. Being poked in the soft spot again, Frieza was completely furious. Instead of using 10% of his power, he used 50% of his power. The moment Frieza's aura rose up, Kahn immediately had a dark feeling. He retreated violently again and again, choosing to avoid the edge temporarily. But Frieza's speed was too fast. Frieza, who used 50% of the final form's power, completely crushed Kahn. Every move of Kahn is controlled by Frieza. The battle situation showed a one-sided posture for a while, and Kahn was in a predicament. Kahn, come on. At this time, even a layman like Bulma can see that Kahn is completely passive. He was pressed and beaten by Frieza the whole time, and he was completely powerless to fight back. No, Frieza is too strong, and Kahn is no match for him at all, Helen said in a deep voice. Now Frieza's strength has completely crushed Kahn. If Kahn's strength cannot be improved, then no matter how many methods Kahn has, it will be futile. In the face of absolute power crushing, all moves are gaudy. This sentence couldn't be more suitable in the world of Dragon Ball. Then what to do? Bulma spun around in a hurry. She didn't want to see Kahn die at Frieza's hands. Helen shook his head, expressing helplessness. Now it's up to Kahn himself. Above the clouds, seeing Vados frowning, Myers couldn't help asking, "Sister Vados, do you need me to take action?" "Don't worry, Myers. Just keep watching. Kahn probably still has some tricks left." Although his brows were furrowed, Vados was actually not in a hurry. She just felt sorry for Kahn being beaten up by Frieza. It was crushed in all directions through the battle between Kahn and Frieza. Vegeta was once again shocked by Frieza's powerful power. As strong as Kahn, in front of Frieza, there is no power to fight back. Vegeta gritted his teeth tightly. His expression was very painful. He hated his own incompetence, and at the same time despaired because of Frieza's terrifying power that was stronger than he imagined. He really couldn't figure out how to defeat Frieza. Boom! Under Frieza's strong and fierce attack, Kahn's defense finally collapsed and was crushed from the air by Frieza's terrifying blow, smashing a hill to the ground. Rumble! The moment the mountain collapsed, smoke and dust billowed and gravel splashed everywhere. A crack spread like a spider's web, and seawater continuously poured into the bottomless crack. Kahn! Seeing this scene, Bulma suddenly became hysterical. Because of being too nervous and worried, Bulma tightly strangled Klin's neck, and Klin was almost strangled by Bulma Tread. Frieza also landed from the sky and approached the rubble pile where Kahn was step by step with the steps of unique sound. Saiyan, after all, is just a barbaric race that this king once ruled. Even if you are a Super Saiyan, you don't pose any threat to this king. Frieza's eyes were as sharp as an eagle's, confident and proud. The power shown by this king just now is only 50% of my power. I know exactly how strong you are. Among the rubble, Kahn's voice slowly came out. Frieza, if you think this is all my strength, then you are very wrong. Frieza stopped, feeling something was wrong. Immediately afterwards, with the sound of falling gravel, the slightly embarrassed Kahn stood up from the pile of rubble. Although Kahn was a little embarrassed under Frieza's fierce offensive just now, his eyes as black as the night sky were still sharp. More than 20 years ago, because you were afraid that there would be another Super Saiyan among the Saiyan nation, you chose to destroy Planet Vegeta, exterminate the Saiyan nation. However, I don't know if you have heard a word. What? Frieza narrowed her eyes slightly, and the premonition of uneasiness in her heart became stronger and stronger. A misfortune is a blessing, and a blessing is a misfortune. Kahn said word by word. There are indeed very few survivors of the Saiyan nation, but there is enough to produce a Super Saiyan that you are afraid of so much that you can't sleep at night. Today, I will show you the so-called real Super Saiyan. Heard the words. Frieza frowned and then said disapprovingly, although you have transformed, I am not afraid of the so-called Super Saiyan at all. I chose to exterminate the Saiyan nation at the beginning just to avoid long nights and dreams. Do not. Kahn refuted Frieza's words. You chose to destroy Planet Vegeta and exterminate Saiyan. The legend of Super Saiyan is only one of the reasons. In fact, you did this back then because someone instructed you behind your back. What did you say? Frieza was not shocked by what Kahn said about Super Saiyan, but was shocked by what he said. You know that, Lord? Frieza's scalp tingled for a while, thinking of that adult. Frieza couldn't help feeling a deep sense of fear in his heart. Oh, I know more than you think. Kahn just chuckled and didn't make his words too clear. Who is that grown-up? Kahn and Frieza knew very well. What Frieza didn't expect was that Kahn, as a Saiyan remnant who survived from that year, knew of the existence of that lord. What's going on? Could it be that there was something hidden behind the destruction of Planet Vegeta back then? At the same time, Vegeta in the dark was shocked by Kahn's words. He thought that the destruction of Planet Vegeta was just because Frieza was afraid of the legend of Super Saiyan, but Kahn's words just now and Frieza's reaction made him realize that the destruction of Planet Vegeta was not as simple as it seemed on the surface. Damn it! What the hell is going on? Unable to figure this out, Vegeta felt like 10,000 ants were crawling all over his body. Not only Vegeta was confused by this matter, but Vados on the cloud was also confused. At first, she also thought that the destruction of Planet Vegeta and the death of Kahn's parents were due to Frieza, but now it seems that there is actually a mastermind behind it. What the hell is going on? Vados frowned. Although Kahn's parents died more than 20 years ago, she still wants to find out what happened back then. not because she likes to meddle, but because she loves Kahn too much. Therefore, Kahn's matter, she naturally also regards it as her own matter. Myers shook his head and said, I'm not very clear, I just know that Frieza destroyed Planet Vegeta back then, and I haven't received any more information about it. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 30 Super Saiyan. So handsome. Chapter 30 Super Saiyan. So handsome. Even you don't know? Vados' eyes narrowed, but she soon noticed the adult Frieza was talking about soon. Vados then connected this so-called that lord with a person. That's right. This man is the 7th universe Gods of Destruction Beerus. The duty of Gods of Destruction is to destroy planets. If Beerus ordered Frieza to destroy Planet Vegeta, it is not impossible. Gods of Destruction destroying the planet depends on the mood, so Beerus ordered Frieza to destroy Planet Vegeta, maybe because of mood, of course. It may be because of other reasons. However, before getting a specific answer, Vados did not dare to insist that Beerus ordered it. She has to find some time to ask whys and the truth will come out. If it wasn't Beerus' order, it was someone else. But Vados believes that Beerus is very suspicious. Okay, let me show you what a real Super Saiyan is. You're going to feel hopeless, Frieza. Kahn clenched his fists and began to mobilize the energy in his body to gather on his back. There are 2 ways to transform into Super Saiyan. One is that when the basic strength is sufficient, in a state of extreme anger, you can break through the limit and transform into Super Saiyan. The second is that there are enough S cells in the body, and when the normal combat power reaches the million level, it can gather energy to the back and then burst out, thus breaking through the limit and transforming into a Super Saiyan. The path Kahn is currently taking is the latter. Saiyan's S cells are more likely to grow in a peaceful environment, so the S cells in Kahn's body, who grew up on the Earth, are completely sufficient. Super Saiyan, what is that stuff? Bulma blinked, bewildered. I don't know, but it sounds very powerful. I think this should be the biggest reason why Kahn can stand in front of Frieza with confidence. Klein analyzed. Come on, Saiyan. There was hope in the Elder's eyes, and the rest of the Namekians also secretly supported Kahn in their hearts. For them, only when Kahn defeated Frieza could the Namek planet be saved from unwarranted disaster. If Kahn is defeated, what they and the Namekians are about to meet will be a catastrophe. The real Super Saiyan? Vegeta stared at Kahn, who was confronting Frieza, and couldn't help but start to panic. If the legendary Super Saiyan really exists, he should be transformed first, but Kahn, as long as you can defeat the bastard Frieza, you can change to Super Saiyan first. Instead of supporting Frieza, Vegeta might as well support Kahn. Although he lost to Kahn on Earth, he hated Frieza even more in his heart. It doesn't matter who becomes Super Saiyan first, Vegeta only wants Frieza to die. Although Vegeta is usually loyal in front of Frieza, in fact, deep down in his heart, he has had enough of Frieza. Otherwise he would not be so stubborn to find Dragon Ball to oppose Frieza drink. As Kahn mobilized the energy in his body to gather on his back, Kahn's hair began to flutter without wind. The rubble pile under his feet also broke away from the gravity of Namek and floated up. A terrifyingly powerful aura is gradually forming. Rumble. With the improvement of Kahn's aura, the sky was covered with dark clouds, and thick thunderbolts fell from the thunder clouds. A powerful aura enveloped the heaven and earth, and the air between the heaven and earth also became oppressive at this moment. Everyone can feel a sense of oppression that is about to come. Whoosh! At the same time, the white energy lingering around Kahn tended to develop into golden energy flames. Kahn's black hair alternates between blonde and black. Wow! Bulma's eyes widened, and he exclaimed in amazement, Klin, who is better, Kahn or Frieza now? No, I don't know. Helen said solemnly, their aura is too strong, I can't perceive the limit of their aura. But from the perspective of aura, Kahn should be even better. Although Frieza can't perceive Kai, he can also feel a strong sense of oppression from Kahn. This is in addition to Beerus. Frieza feels oppressed in the second person. Super Saiyan, could it be real? At this moment, Frieza finally felt a little uneasy. Going on like this, if Kahn really transforms into Super Saiyan, even if he uses 100% of his power at that time, I'm afraid he may not be Kahn's opponent. But Frieza is Frieza after all. What has he not seen? Although he was a little uneasy in his heart, there was no panic on his face. Come on, Kahn, let me see what is circulating in Saiyan Nation, the legendary Super Saiyan. Vegeta's eyes widened, staring intently at Kahn, who was in the transformed state. Even though he was very unbalanced in his heart, Vegeta hoped that Kahn could transform into Super Saiyan at this moment. As long as Kahn successfully transforms, it means that Super Saiyan exists. Kahn, a mere low-level fighter, can transform into a Super Saiyan, so can he. Rumble. Between heaven and earth. Thunder and lightning, strong winds. Compared with the movement when Frieza transformed into the final form just now, the movement caused by Kahn's transformation is even greater. And the aura and oppression are stronger. Some moment, Kahn sensed that the time was ripe, and immediately burst out the energy gathered on his back. Boom! At this moment, dense thick thunderbolts fell from the thunder clouds, faintly forming a daunting thunder pool, and Kahn was in the center of the thunder pool, surrounded by golden energy flames. At this moment, Kahn's aura rose again like a volcanic eruption. The next moment, drink. Kahn's deep drink resounded through the heaven and earth, fell in everyone's ears, and shook their hearts. There is a dazzling golden light blooming on Kahn's body, making it impossible to see Kahn's true face now. Whoosh! It was also at the moment when the golden light bloomed, the golden energy arrogance lingering around Kahn's body rose against the wind and pierced through the sky and the earth coming. Vegeta's pupils shrank suddenly. Bulma, Kling, Son Gohan, Frieza and Vados also became nervous. They stared closely at Kahn, who was wrapped in golden light. Under their gaze, the golden light gradually dissipated and Kahn's true face came into everyone's sight again. I saw Kahn's erect golden hair fluttering in the wind, a pair of emerald green pupils, and that handsome and majestic face. There is a fierce domineering in the handsome blonde hair and blue eyes, Super Saiyan. Not only that, after successfully transforming into Super Saiyan, Kahn's figure has also become stronger. The muscles with clear lines are not only beautiful, but also give people a sense of sight that seems to have infinite explosive power. Handsome. So handsome. Looking at Kahn in Super Saiyan state, Vados above the clouds couldn't help but gasp in amazement. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 31. Do you dare to play tricks on others? Chapter 31st. Kahn was already handsome, but he became even more handsome when he transformed into a Super Saiyan form. Coupled with the fact that beauty is in the eyes of Vados lovers, so Kahn in the super race form is simply too handsome in the eyes of Vados. Seeing the nympho look on Vados' face, Myers on the side rubbed his forehead speechlessly. Kahn in super race mode is really handsome, but you don't have to act like a nympho girl. Hopeless. My brother-in-law now has the strength to defeat Frieza. Myers said Of course, Vados can see that Kahn's strength has increased by 50 times after transforming into a super race. Kahn, who has a normal combat power of tens of millions, soared to 500 million in an instant after transforming into a super game. And Frieza in his final form, even if he uses 100% of his power, is only 120 million. She guessed that Kahn must have other means, so she was not in a hurry to ask Myers to punish Frieza. It's so handsome. Is this really Kahn? Bulma blinked her beautiful eyes, with the same nympho look on her face. Is this the Super Saiyan that Kahn said? Kellen was shocked. It's too strong, like a mountain is pressing on my chest. Yes. The pressure on Kahn alone made it hard for Kling to breathe. The legendary Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan. In the dark, Vegeta was overwhelmed by Kahn in super race form. After Kahn successfully transformed into Super Saiyan Setsuna, the Saiyan blood in Vegeta boiled instantly, as Saiyan's intuition told him. The Kahn in front of him is the legendary Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan. When Planet Vegeta still existed, everyone thought it was just an illusory legend. Who would have thought that more than 20 years after the destruction of Planet Vegeta, the legendary Super Saiyan was born? He witnessed the birth of Super Saiyan. Come on, Kahn, take down Frieza. No matter how unwilling he was, Vegeta still chose to stand by Kahn at this time. Kahn will change first, then Super Saiyan will change. Anyway, he can't change the fact that has already happened. Now he just wants Frieza dead. At this moment, Frieza frowned. He could not perceive Kai, but he could also feel an extremely dangerous aura and sense of oppression from Kahn today. Could it be that Super Saiyan is really the nemesis of their frozen demon clan? Impossible. This king is the strongest universe emperor, and he will never lose to a wild monkey. Soon, Frieza dismissed the idea. In his opinion, he is the most powerful, a mere Super Saiyan. No matter how strong he is just a wild monkey. How can he compete with his universe emperor? This is the power of KSI, it really is extraordinary. Feeling the surging energy in his body like the sea, Kahn said excitedly. Super 1 is a 50-fold increase in normal strength, which means that now he can easily kill Frieza with just one finger. Krillin, Gohan. Kahn then turned his head to look at Kellen and Son Gohan, who were hiding behind the boulder, and said, "Get out of here quickly and collect all the Dragon Balls and make a wish." Oh, good. Kellen recovered from the shock and immediately nodded in agreement. Then what about me? Bulma pointed to herself. Then should she leave with Kellen and the others or stay here? You go with me too, and I'll go find you when it's over. Helen, Bulma, and others didn't dare to hesitate and immediately organized everyone to leave here. Immediately, Kahn looked at a certain hill again and said to the air, "Vegeta, if you are sensible, you'd better not disturb them, and if possible, you'd better give the Dragon Ball in your hand to Kellen and the others. Make a wish first, and I will remember this favor." Nanny. Vegeta, who was hiding in the dark, suddenly had pupils all over his body, and his mind was shocked. He hurriedly hid behind the hill, unable to calm down for a long time. He had obviously hidden his Kai, but Kahn still found out. Asshole. Vegeta looked ferocious. Who cares about your unkindness? Vegeta's eyes flickered a few times, and finally he snorted, then picked up the Dragon Ball that was on the ground and left. Huh? Is Vegeta coming too? Frieza followed Kahn's line of sight, and saw that Vegeta had exploded into the air, chasing after Kling and the others. However, Frieza has no time to deal with Vegeta now. After Vegeta left, Kahn looked at Frieza again. Frieza, it's time to settle accounts with you. What about Super Saiyan? I am not afraid of you. Frieza dismissed it, but he didn't dare to push it any further, and directly exploded, using 100% of his strength. Come on, wild monkey ah. Boom! Frieza stomped the sole of her foot and instantly disappeared in place. The next moment, she appeared in front of Kahn, carrying a fist that broke the wind and slammed straight at Kahn. Too slow. Kahn stuck out his right hand and easily caught Frieza's punch. Immediately, he leaned forward slightly and hit Frieza hard on the forehead with an iron fist. Bang! Frieza was knocked into staring eyes on the spot, and stepped back tens of meters. Call out. Kahn took advantage of the victory and pursued. Frieza just came back to his senses. Kahn's handsome and majestic face was already in front of him at close range. Frieza's face suddenly changed drastically. Hey! The corner of Kahn's mouth twitched, and then he landed a right uppercut on Frieza's face, then turned and landed another kick, which hit Frieza in the stomach. Thump. A kick from Kahn sent Frieza flying upside down along the ground on the spot. But Frieza is not built either. He quickly stabilized his figure, adjusted his posture and swept up into the sky. Stinky monkey, don't get carried away. Boom! Immediately, Frieza raised one hand high, and a fiery red giant energy bomb quickly condensed, exuding destructive energy fluctuations. Even the sky was dyed red by the light that bloomed from the energy bombs. Kahn, my move can destroy even the entire Namek planet. If you have the guts, take this move head on. Ah! The moment the words fell, Frieza waved his arm without any hesitation, and flicked out the giant energy gathered on his fingertips. Bang bang bang. Before the giant energy bomb fell, there were waves of sonic booms in the air. From this, we can get a glimpse of the leopard. Frieza's move is enough to easily destroy the entire Namek planet. HMPH, how dare you make a fool of yourself even if you have a small skill. Kahn snorted in disdain, then tiptoed and headed straight for Frieza's rapidly falling giant energy bomb. See this scene. Frieza was stunned for a moment. Could it be that Kahn is trying to catch him with his face? Exclamation! Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 32 Kill. Chapter 32 Kill. Court Death. After being surprised, Frieza couldn't help showing a grin. In his view, Kahn's face-to-face move is completely suicidal. In this regard, Frieza is still very confident. Rumble. In the blink of an eye, Kahn has a shocking encounter with a giant energy bomb. The moment they met, there was a terrifying explosion of energy. Woo! The fiery red energy storm swept away, all the clouds in the sky were dispersed, and the terrifying shock wave spread like ripples, setting off tsunamis tens of meters high on the surface of planet Namek. Even if the perspective is placed in the universe space, this fiery red energy storm can be clearly seen. Click, click. As the energy storm swept through, ravines stretched across the surface of Namek to the end of the line of sight. It is not difficult to imagine that if this giant energy bomb comes into close contact with Namek, it is enough to easily destroy the entire Namek. Looking down at the energy storm sweeping thousands of kilometers below, Frieza couldn't help raising the corners of his mouth, and then laughed loudly. Oh ho 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 ho. Look, Kahn, this is what happens when you underestimate the enemy. I am Frieza, Emperor of the Universe, and you will pay a heavy price for underestimating this king. Higher altitude above Frieza's head, Vados and Myers were also overlooking the huge energy storm below, but there were no fluctuations on their faces. Vados' pretty face was as calm as water, as if he wasn't worried that Kahn would die under this energy storm. So is Myers. It is precisely because they are aware of the strength gap between Frieza and Kyoichi Kahn that they don't have any worries next second. Frieza's devilish laughter stopped abruptly. In the midst of that energy storm, a jet-black figure surrounded by golden energy flames swept out of it, heading straight for him at a thunderous speed. Impossible. When she saw Kahn's face clearly, Frieza uttered a word in shock. Next breath, puff. Kahn hits Frieza hard in the jaw with an uppercut. Frieza turned on his back on the spot, and Kahn kept moving, and an elbow hit Frieza's sky cap hard. Click. A crisp sound of bones breaking suddenly resounded. Frieza's pupils shrank accordingly, and her scarlet eyes instantly became dull. Under the terrifying power, Frieza's body fell rapidly from the sky like a falling meteorite. Boom. Frieza's fall directly smashed a mountain into pieces. Ended. Seeing this, Myers suddenly made a sound. Congratulations, husband, you will be rewarded for killing your father and mother. It seems that it's nothing to do with me. Myers let out a long sigh of relief. It seems that there is absolutely no need for him to come. Even without him and Vados interfering, Kahn easily cleaned up Frieza. Myers, you go back first. After all, Myers still had his own things to do, so Vados didn't delay his time any longer. Okay, then I'll go back to the headquarters of the Galaxy Patrol. How about you, Sister Vados? Myers said. I have other things to do. You don't have to wait for me. You can go back first. Vados said with a smile. Well, then I'll take my leave. Finished. Myers took out his angel's staff, turned into a long rainbow and left Namek. On the ground, The skull was crushed, but Frieza, who was extremely tenacious, did not die immediately. It's just that the shattering of the skull also put him on the brink of death tread. Kahn fell from the sky, looking down at Frieza, who was lying in the rubble with no expression on his face. Damn Saiyan. Frieza struggled to open one eye, and his slightly trembling voice was full of unwillingness. My king, how could this king lose to a wild monkey like Saiyan? Frieza was furious. Before that, he never thought that one day he would lose to Saiyan, whom he regarded as an ant. Is Saiyan worse than you, a dwarf? Hearing Frieza's unwilling growl, Kahn blinked his emerald green eyes, and said indifferently, as I said just now, the era of Frieza's domineering in the universe that belongs to you has come to an end. Whispering sound, Frieza gritted her teeth angrily and said, my king doesn't accept it. Dissatisfaction? What are you dissatisfied with? Saiyan was originally a minority, but you slaughtered most of them back then. Even so, Saiyan can still make a comeback. What do you have to dissatisfy with? Kahn said, Frieza, you should have killed Saiyan completely back then. This sentence falling into Frieza's ears is so ironic. Yes, he did destroy Planet Vegeta back then, and most Saiyans followed Planet Vegeta into universe dust. But there are still a few Saiyan remnants who survived. It was these remnants who survived the whole nest and defeated him now. Frieza looked ferocious, and said hysterically at the top of his lungs, if I can do it all over again, this king will definitely drive all you wild monkeys to extinction. Until this moment, Frieza had just regretted it. If he had known what would happen today, he should have killed Saiyan completely back then. Unfortunately, you won't have this chance again. The words fell. Kahn flew straight up into the air, stretched out his right hand, and aimed at Frieza lying among the rubble. Father, mother, you have passed away for more than 20 years, and today's vengeance will finally be avenged. I hope this can comfort your spirits in heaven. Immediately, a cold murderous intent flashed in Kahn's emerald green pupils. Frieza, you should be on your way. Boom! A golden energy Qigong cannon blasted out from Kahn's palm, pointing directly at Frieza like the scythe of death. After a second, rumble! A violent energy explosion detonated centered on Frieza. The energy storm swallowed Frieza in an instant, and Frieza's screams resounded through the sky. Kahn could clearly see that Frieza's body was quickly dismembered, shattered, and then completely disappeared after being swallowed by the energy storm a long time. When the energy storm dissipated, a bottomless pit was left there. Frieza's breath had completely disappeared, along with Frieza's body at the same time. Kellen and Vegeta, who had just arrived in the village where the Great Elder lived, also lost their perception of Frieza's aura. They looked at the distant sky together. Rumble! The sound of energy explosion did not come until this moment. The corner of Vegeta's mouth could not help but twitch, and then he laughed wantonly. Ha 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 ha. Vegeta had a hearty smile and a brilliant smile. This is the first time since he was born that he laughed so happily and to his heart's content. Frieza, you have today too. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 33. Do you like a son or a daughter? Misfortune. Chapter 33. Do you like son or daughter? Misfortune. After Frieza was solved, Kahn smoothly wiped out the Frieza remnants on Namek. After that, I followed the big team to collect the Dragon Ball. With the help of the Namekians, collecting Dragon Balls just got easier. Because the Dragon Balls of Namek are not scattered all over the world like the Dragon Balls of Earth, the Dragon Balls of Namek are kept in the villages of 7 Namek elders. Because Kahn and others rescued the Namek people in the village of Dend in order to express their gratitude to Kahn and others, the Namek elders willingly presented the Dragon Ball. Collect all 7 Namek Dragon Balls, and with the help of Dend, use the Namek language to summon Shenron Polinga. The first wish, of course, is to revive Piccolo. This is the main purpose of Kahn's trip to Namek. Originally the second wish, Son Gohan wanted to revive Son Goku, but was stopped by Kahn. After killing Frieza, Kahn sent a voice transmission to Son Goku in Hell, asking him to find the fortune-telling mother-in-law, who asked the fortune-telling mother-in-law to go to the King of Hell to have a relationship, and then follow the snake path to learn from King Kai. In the original book, Son Goku's special skills Kaioken and Spirit Bomb were learned from King Kai. It's hard to die once, of course Son Goku has to learn these two stunts. So the second wish became to resurrect Tien Shinhan, and the third wish was to resurrect Dumplings. Originally, Vegeta also wanted to make a wish, but after Kahn had a friendly and in-depth exchange with him, Vegeta still gave up his wish of immortality. After making their wish, Kahn and others did not leave Namek immediately, because the Genuite team hasn't come yet. If they left like this, the Namek planet would still not be able to escape the catastrophe once the Genuite team arrived then. Kahn and the others temporarily stayed in the Namek village, during which Son Gohan, Kellen, and Dend also went to let the elders inspire their potential. A few days later, the Genuite team descended on Namek on Frieza's orders. It wasn't until Namek arrived that all members of the Genuite team knew that Frieza was dead, and even the Frieza army brought by Frieza was wiped out. And naturally, he couldn't escape the fate of being wiped out. But it wasn't Kahn's shot, it was Vegeta's. Originally, with Vegeta's strength, he was no match for anyone in the Genuite team. But who let the nurse Dend be around? After Vegeta was seriously injured and nearly died twice, even the captain of the Genuite team, Jinyu, was no longer Vegeta's opponent. After eliminating the Genuite team, Kahn and others planned to set off to return to Earth. Before leaving, Kahn asked Vegeta, "What are your plans for the future?" For a moment, Vegeta didn't know how to answer yes. What should he do next? Frieza is dead, and the Frieza Legion is dead in name only. And he doesn't want to go back to the Frieza Corps anymore, so where else can he go? After pondering for a moment, Vegeta said arrogantly, "Don't worry about it, I have my own plan." Kahn waved his hand. Since Vegeta said so, he didn't bother to meddle in his own business then. Kahn, Bulma, Son Gohan, and Kellen started the Universe spacecraft and returned. After more than a month's journey, the Universe spaceship that Kahn and others took finally entered the solar system. Bulma couldn't help becoming tense as the distance to Earth got closer. Because when he went to Namek, Kahn promised her that he would marry her when he returned to Earth. So, Bulma has been looking forward to this day for a long time. While Son Gohan and Kellen were resting, Bulma sat next to Kahn again, with a nympho smile on her pretty face, and said with a smile, "Kahn, you probably haven't forgotten that." What's the matter?" Kahn asked knowingly. HMPH. Bulma pinched Kahn's arm and said angrily, "You promised me that you would marry me when you returned to Earth." Kahn scratched his head, pretending to be confused, and asked doubtfully, "Really? Did I say that?" Still pretending to be garlic with me. Puff. Seeing Bulma's cute, angry look, Kahn laughed unkindly. Okay, I won't tease you anymore," Kahn said with a smile. "Manly man, once a word is made, it is hard to follow. Since I promised you, I must fulfill it. As long as Vados has no objection, I will marry you." HMPH. This is more or less the same. Diddy. When Bulma and Kahn were talking, Bulma didn't notice that in the radar of the Universe spacecraft, a meteorite appeared directly in front of them, and it was heading straight towards their Universe spacecraft at an extremely fast speed. At this moment, Bulma is holding Kahn's arm, looking forward to the bright future after she and Kahn get married. "Kahn, do you prefer a son or a daughter?" Bulma asked affectionately. "I don't care, son and daughter are just as good." Kahn laughed. "Then when we get married, let's have a son and a daughter," Bulma said. At this moment, Kahn frowned. "What sound?" "What?" Bulma came back to his senses. Only then did he hear the beeping siren from the Universe spacecraft radar. Bulma didn't hear the sirens on the radar just now because the sirens were not loud, and she was immersed in the beautiful days after her marriage to Kahn just now. "I gonna go see." Bulma didn't dare to neglect, and hurriedly got up and went to the Kahn also got up and followed. After figuring out why the radar sounded the siren, Bulma's delicate and pretty face instantly turned pale. She suddenly looked up at the screen and saw that a meteorite with a diameter of about 1 kilometer had brazenly entered the orbit of the Universe spacecraft and was less than 100 kilometers away from the Universe spacecraft. 100 kilometers sounds like a long way, but on the scale of the universe, it becomes extremely small. Coupled with the terrifying speed of the Universe spacecraft and the meteorite, the distance of 100 kilometers is almost a blink of an eye next breath. Under the horrified gazes of Kahn and Bulma, the meteorite collides with the Universe ship. Boom! Setsuna, where the meteorite collided with the Universe ship, and the Universe ship disintegrated instantly. The bodies of Kahn, Bulma, Son Gohan and Kling are immediately exposed to the Universe vacuum. It was also at this moment that a new timeline, that is, parallel time and space, was born. P.S. By the end of this chapter, the first big plot is over, and the new plot will start next. You can guess which timeline the newly born parallel time and space is, and finally ask for flowers. Exclamation! Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 34 Damn. I N-039 am riding on Beerus. Chapter 34 What the hell? I'm riding on Beerus. The moment the Universe spacecraft collided with the meteorite, the huge impact made Bulma, Son Gohan and Kling lose consciousness in their sleep. Although Kahn can withstand the impact of the collision between the Universe spacecraft and the meteorite, he cannot survive in the vacuum of the universe. So, Bulma, am I going to die? Kahn, exposed to the vacuum of the universe, also gradually lost consciousness. At the last moment of losing consciousness, Kahn seemed to see a rainbow of light wrapping the three of Bulma exposed in the vacuum of the universe. After Kahn lost consciousness, the same rainbow light enveloped him. Immediately, a graceful figure appeared. It is Vados. With a light flick of her jade finger, the 3 rainbow lights enveloping Bulma, Son Gohan, and Kellen flew towards the earth. And she took Kahn, turned into a colorful streamer, and disappeared into the deep space of the universe. Divinity, Star Beerus. Whis is sitting by the lake with the prophetic fish, enjoying a leisurely leisure time. Suddenly, a stream of colorful light descended from the sky and landed on the lakeside without any mistakes. Oops. Whis raised his eyebrows in surprise and asked, "Sister Vados, what are you doing?" I saw that Vados was holding a person in his arms, which was Kahn in a coma. "Whis, can you do me a favor?" "You say." Vados didn't beat around the bush and cut straight to the point. "Master Beerus is sleeping, right? So you shouldn't have much to do now. How about being my husband's 5-year teacher and teaching him to become stronger?" Heard the words. Whis rubbed his forehead with a headache. "I thought it was something, Sister Vados. Can't you come to this kind of thing in person?" "I can't do it now, so I came to you. You do me this favor. In return, I will treat you to a delicious food that you have never eaten before. How about it?" "Food that I haven't eaten before?" Whis asked suspiciously. "Is it really a food that I have never eaten before?" I can hardly believe it. Whis has been an angel for so many years and has traveled to so many planets. What delicacies have you never eaten? Of course. Vados swears, and I promise, these delicacies will definitely open your eyes. After hesitating for a moment, Whis nodded and said, "Then well, I hope you will remember it when the time comes." Even if Vados doesn't use food as a condition of remuneration, Whis will agree to her. After all, he is really boring every day now, and having a student to teach can relieve the boredom. And this student is still his brother-in-law, so he has no reason not to agree. As expected of my good brother, then my husband will leave it to you. Vados suddenly beamed with joy. There's really nothing I can do about you. Taking Kahn from Vados, Whis briefly checked Kahn's condition and found that Kahn was just in a coma, and his body was fine. By the way, Whis, I have another question for you. Just as Vados was about to leave Beerus, he suddenly remembered something. What? You should know that Planet Vegeta was destroyed by Frieza more than 20 years ago. Yes, but Sister Vados, why are you asking this all of a sudden? Whis couldn't understand why Vados asked him about this matter. Didn't he go to Earth and tell her about it a year ago? Vados said, what I want to know is, did Lord Beerus mean that Frieza destroyed Planet Vegeta? Yes. Whis nodded slightly and didn't hide it from Vados. It was indeed Beerus who ordered Frieza to destroy Planet Vegeta. The reason was that King Vegeta hid the most comfortable pillow in the world from Beerus. So Beerus ordered Frieza to destroy Planet Vegeta, while punishing King Vegeta. Complete some achievements, by the way. This is normal operation for Gods of Destruction Beerus. I see. After figuring out the truth about the destruction of Planet Vegeta that year, Vados stopped staying too much and left Beerus after saying goodbye to Whis. Sure enough, she was right as she had guessed. The lord that Frieza was talking about that day was Gods of Destruction Beerus from the 7th universe. In a few days, waking up on a soft and comfortable bed, Kahn saw a strange ceiling. During Setsuna, Kahn instantly perked up. He stood up suddenly. Where am I? What happened after that day? Being in a strange place aroused Kahn's vigilance. He doesn't know where he is now. Memory, he only remembered that after returning to the solar system that day, the universe spacecraft they were riding on collided with a meteorite, and he quickly lost consciousness after being exposed to the vacuum of the universe. He didn't remember anything after that until he just woke up. After looking around the surrounding environment, realizing that he was not in danger for the time being, Kahn relaxed his vigilance a little only. Thinking of what happened that day, Kahn couldn't help but feel a twinge of pain in his heart. He survived, but what about Bulma? What about his nephew Son Gohan? What about Kling? What happened to them? Kahn doesn't know, and doesn't know their current whereabouts, because he can't feel the Kai of Son Gohan and Kellen at all. In other words, the 3 Bulma who had an accident with him that day were not in the same place as him. But right now Kahn doesn't have time to think about that. He hasn't figured out where he is yet. Immediately, Kahn got off the bed and went to the window of the room to take a look. A strange, yet somewhat familiar environment came into view. I saw a small lake at the bottom of the room, and a slender figure was sitting by the lake, and a fish. With just one glance, and from behind, Kahn recognized the man and the fish sitting by the lake. 7th Universe Angel, Whis. And Beerus's pet, the prophecy fish. What the hell? I'm on Beerus. Realizing this, Kahn was shocked. At this moment, he suddenly remembered that when he was in a coma that day, he saw a rainbow of light wrapping Bulma and others exposed to the vacuum of the universe. Combined with the present, Kahn came to a conclusion. Whis saved them! Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 35 Beerus Star Sign In, Self-Importance. Chapter 35 Beerus Star Sign In, Self-Importance. Mr. Kahn, you're awake. You saved me. Kahn came to Whis and asked. No. Whis shook his head and said, someone rescued you and sent you here to be your teacher for a few years. I don't know what you think. If you don't want to stay here, I can also send you back to Earth. You didn't save me. Kahn was slightly taken aback. He thought it was Whis who saved him, but Whis told him it was someone else. So who will save him and Bulma, Son Goku and Krillin? Then, who saved me? Whis shook his head and said, I'm sorry, the other party asked me to keep it secret, so I can't tell you who she is. Are you still playing mystery? Whis aside, Kahn really couldn't think of who would save him and send him to Beerus for a moment. And let Whis be his teacher? The person who can make Whis face who is the one? Beerus can be ruled out first because Beerus is sleeping right now. Kahn dragged his chin, analyzing carefully in his head. The rainbow light that appeared that day is more like Angel's ability at present. Only Whis is suitable for Angel, but Whis has already told him clearly that he was not the one who saved himself. As Angel, there is no need for Whis to lie to him. So could it be the Angel who has something to do with him, will save him, and let Whis save face? A second later, a name popped into Kahn's mind. Vados. My wife is really Angel Vados from the 6th universe. As soon as this idea appeared in his mind, Kahn's scalp tingled instantly, and goosebumps fell all over the floor. If his wife is really the 6th universe Angel Vados, then however, Kahn thought about it carefully and felt that this was impossible. Although he was a time traveler, he had never even met Angel Vados before. How could his wife be the 6th universe Angel Vados? Angel Vados has no reason to look up to him. What is it about him that Angel Vados is obsessed with? Besides, Angel Vados is the angel of the 6th universe. How could he go to the Earth of the 7th universe to marry him? Still living on the Earth for a long time? Doesn't she have to perform Angel's duties? After thinking about it, Kahn really couldn't think of who it was in a short time. But he didn't rule out the suspicion that his wife was the 6th universe Angel Vados. After all, his wife looks so much like the 6th universe Angel Vados, even the name is exactly the same. It is not impossible to say that she is the 6th universe Angel Vados. But Kahn was not sure for a while that his wife was Angel Vados. Because it doesn't make sense at all, never mind. After thinking about it, Kahn decided to forget about it for the time being. Anyway, he is safe now. As for who saved him, the truth will naturally come out in the future. So, Mr. Kahn, please tell me your decision. Do you want to stay here and be my student, or do you want to return to Earth? Whis spoke again, bringing back Kahn's thoughts that had drifted 9 days away. Kahn nodded without the slightest hesitation. I choose to stay here as your student, but can you inform my family on Earth? I don't want them to worry about me. Although there is a system, the improvement of one's own cultivation strength is too slow. Now that he has this opportunity to practice with Whis, Kahn will naturally not let it go. Although he did defeat Frieza not long ago, his strength, on the scale of the entire Dragon Ball world, is still no different from an ant. Who among Cell, Majin Buu, and Broly is not better than him? There is also Hit, the number 1 killer of the universe in the 6th universe, and members of the Proud Team such as Jiren and Toppo in the 11th universe, all of whom can second his existence. Not to mention Gods of Destruction, Angel and Grand Priest, and even Zeno, the top bosses in the Dragon Ball world. Kahn firmly believes that practicing with Whis will definitely improve his strength faster than his own cultivation. And it's not even half a star fast. Of course, Whis said amiably, since you have made a decision, Mr. Kahn, you just need to stay here and study with me. I will make arrangements for your family. Okay, thanks. Kahn didn't doubt Whis' words at all. Although it was the first time he met Whis, he knew Whis very well, and also put a lot of trust in Whis. Whis also nodded slightly and said, Mr. Kahn, then you can rest here for 2 days, and you can get familiar with the environment here by the way, and officially start practicing in 2 days gradually. Night fell. The night of Beerus is very quiet, as dark as ink and as cool as water. Kahn in the room didn't feel sleepy at all, because it was his first day at Beerus, and he hadn't checked in yet. The special reward for signing in on Namek is the potential inspiration capsule, and I don't know what the special reward for signing in on Beerus will be. Destruction energy? Or destruction? No matter which one it is, it can greatly improve Kahn's strength. Hey, a blessing in disguise belongs to yes. Kahn grinned, feeling anxious inside. System, sign in at Star Beerus. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing the daily check-in, and get the daily check-in reward, 15,000 combat power promotion cards. Ding! The host signs in on Star Beerus and gets a special reward, God's control skill, self-intention kung fu. Damn! When he heard about this special reward, Kahn was so shocked that he could only express his excitement in one sentence. It turned out to be self-willed. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ha ha ha. Because of being too excited, Kahn had a little difficulty controlling his excitement for a while. Self-instinct is a god's imperial skill on the same level as ultra-instinct. Ultra-instinct emphasizes freedom, while self-instinct is self-centered. More importantly, the more you burn your fighting spirit, the stronger you will become, and you can even convert the attacks you endure into your own energy, and there is no upper limit. From the upper limit, the self-intentional skill is obviously better. More importantly, Kahn thinks his fighting style is actually more in line with his ultimate instinct than ultra instinct. The ultimate dodge of ultra instinct is indeed very strong, but Kahn prefers to use his face instead of avoiding the enemy's attack. Moreover, Kahn now has unlimited energy, which is also more suitable for self-intentional power. If there is another Chuanchao bloodline, then invincible. P.S. The data is too bleak. I ask for flowers every day. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 36 You are arrested. Wise surprise. Chapter 36 You are arrested. Wise surprise self-will, unlimited energy. If you add a super bloodline, Kahn can already make up the picture of his future battles. With all these, who will play melee combat with you? Going up is to destroy, self-destruct, and then use your face to make it big. Who the hell can stand this kind of fighting style? Simply invincible. Maybe this is a bit reckless, and it doesn't have any combat technical content, but there is no doubt that this is the most direct and efficient combat method. If you can use energy to kill you, who will play with you in fighting skills? Just kidding. Over there, Bulma has also woken up from a coma. At first, she was still worried about whether Kahn's life was in danger, until Whis came to the earth and told her that Kahn was fine. Only then did Bulma let go of his hanging heart. 2 days later, Kahn formally apprenticed to Whis and started special training. Considering Kahn's current strength, Whis only temporarily asked him to do some housework and physical training. The normal combat power of more than 10 million is too weak in Whis' eyes. He even thought that Kahn would not be able to withstand a small torture of his own, so he could only improve Kahn's foundation and basic combat power first, and then consider the subsequent training issues. Spring goes and autumn comes again. In a blink of an eye, a year has passed. In 1 year, under the daily check-in and physical training of Whis, Kahn's strength has made a qualitative leap. It was also at this time that King Cold led the Frieza Legion to Earth to avenge his dead son Frieza. Sister Vados, Frieza's father, King Cold, led his people to Earth. Myers, who discovered King Cold's movements, immediately notified the news to Vados on Earth. In the Mushroom House, Vados sat dignifiedly and gracefully on the sofa in the living room. Frieza's father? Is he here to avenge his son? In the light curtain, Myers nodded thoughtfully and said, I think so. Do you need to stop him? Sister Vados. Angel can't interfere with the normal historical development of mankind. It seems that I have to leave it to you, Myers. King Cold is not really a threat, but now Kahn is not on Earth, and she can't take action to clean up King Cold, so Myers can only let Myers lead the Galactic Patrol to arrest King Cold and put him in the Galactic Prison. I see. After finishing the call with Vados, Myers went to ask the Galaxy King again. The Galaxy King has no objections either. The actions of King Cold and Frieza invading the planet in the past have seriously disrupted the order of the galaxy. If they don't give them a little color, they don't even know who is the king of the galaxy then. When King Cold headed to Earth aggressively, preparing to avenge Frieza, the universe spacecraft of the Galaxy Patrol suddenly blocked their way. Then, under the pressure of the Universe spacecraft of the Galaxy Patrol, King Cold's Universe spacecraft can only be forced to land on a nearby planet. King Kurd, it seems to be the spaceship of the Galactic Patrol, a subordinate reported to King Cold with trepidation. Galaxy Patrol. King Cold frowned and said coldly, "It's really nosy." When he was doing evil in the Milky Way in the past, the Galaxy Patrol never dared to take care of his affairs. Why did he suddenly have the courage to stop him today? King Cold immediately led his subordinates to disembark the Universe spaceship in a huff. The Galaxy Patrol on the opposite side also came down from the Universe spacecraft under the leadership of Myers. The two sides were in a confrontational state. Myers stared at King Cold in front of him with a serious face and announced, "King Cold, in view of the crimes you committed in the galaxy in the past, you have been arrested with the authorization of the Galaxy King." Galaxy Patrol, are your brains flooded? Do you dare to take care of the Kurdish King? I think starting today, there is no need for the Galaxy Patrol organization to exist. It's fine to take care of others, but how dare you take care of the Kurdish King? You really don't know how to live or die. Before King Cold could make a sound, the subordinates beside him were the first to mock him. The corner of King Cold's mouth was also disdainful. Who did this king think he was? But it turned out to be a kid from the Galaxy Patrol. If you dare to delay this king's time, you have already committed the death penalty. King Cold, who was eager for revenge, was too lazy to talk too much nonsense with Myers. Directly order his subordinates to launch an attack on the Galaxy Patrol. Then, King Cold was dumbfounded. His subordinates are not opponents of the Galaxy Patrol members at all, and even he himself was arrested by Myers 3 times and 5 times bang. With the iron gates closed heavily, King Cold, who was no longer majestic, was imprisoned in the Galaxy Prison. Tang Tang took office as the Emperor of the Universe, but now he has ended up being imprisoned in a Galaxy Prison. It also makes people feel sad. Next, King Cold can only be locked in the Galaxy Prison, waiting for the trial of the Galaxy King. Beerus star bang bang bang. In the sky, there are continuous waves of tyrannical battle aftermath spreading out. After a closer look, it is Kahn in the Super 3 form, who is conducting actual combat training with Whis. After a year of training on Beerus, Kahn has broken through from Super 1 a year ago to Super 3. Crackling. Lightning kept flickering around Kahn, and his violent and intensive attack enveloped Whis continuously, causing bursts of sonic booms. Facing Kahn's fierce offensive, Whis is calm and unhurried, always avoiding Kahn's attack with the most extreme distance every time. "Mr. Kahn, you can't go on like this, it's too slow." While dodging the attack, Whis even had time to tease Kahn. In his eyes, Kahn's seemingly thunderous and intensive offensive was like slow motion, posing no threat to him at all. For Whis' ridicule, Kahn responded to him with only a huge explosion of energy. Aha! Suddenly, Kahn, who was attacking, detonated the energy in his body. Boom! The energy explosion detonated instantly like a nuclear bomb, and a terrifying shock wave swept out. Too reckless. Whis sighed, then calmly exited the range affected by the energy explosion, and avoided the impact of the shock wave by the way destroy. Having just escaped Kahn's energy self-explosion, Whis has not had time to breathe a sigh of relief. I saw a large piece of ground protrude suddenly behind him, and it exploded behind him. Boom! Another violent explosion, coupled with Kahn's energy self-explosion front and rear pincers. Whis has been completely surrounded by the energy explosion created by Kahn. At this moment, Whis raised his eyelids, and there was finally a touch of emotion on Gu Jing Wubo's face. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 37 Brand New Property Panel. Chapter 37 Brand New Attribute Panel. Kahn seemed reckless. He only knew how to use various energy bombing fighting methods, and he was forced to retreat. Even Whis is quite amazing. He had to admit that although Kahn's fighting method was reckless, it was very effective. In the current situation, he can no longer rely on Ultra Instinct to avoid the impact of Kahn's energy explosion, because he was already surrounded by Kahn's energy blast. What makes Whis wonder is Kahn's energy inexhaustible? With his fighting style, if he can't push the enemy into a desperate situation or defeat the enemy at one time, then he should fall into a passive situation next. Immediately, Whis lightly waved the angel staff in his hand, and the violent energy explosion created by Kahn was instantly annihilated. Boom. In the next moment, there was a sound of breaking wind, and Kahn's huge fist struck head-on at an incomparable speed. Whis calmly tilted his head slightly, and Kahn's fist brushed past his ear. Stop. Kahn, who was just about to continue the attack, suddenly stopped and said in admiration, "As expected of you, Whis, I couldn't touch you like this." After the actual combat training with Whis in the previous battle, Kahn also kindly felt the power of Whis. "After all, the strength gap between you and me is too great, Mr. Kahn," Whis said lightly. "Through the battle just now, I probably also figured out your fighting style. Your fighting style is more similar to Master Beerus." Kahn shrugged, noncommittal. "Really? His fighting style is more like Gods of Destruction. What Ultra Instinct Ultimate Dodge is not necessary at all. If you want to hit us, you are going to be tough. Who is afraid of whom? You are already very proficient in the use of Kai and energy, but it is still not enough." After a pause, Whis couldn't help asking, "I just have a question, Mr. Kahn. Do you really have enough energy for the self-destructive fighting style you just did? Won't there be energy depletion due to excessive use of energy? Are you talking about energy? If it's not enough, I won't use this fighting method." Kahn answered Whis' doubts. If it weren't for his infinite energy, Kahn would definitely not be able to fight with self-explosive energy. Under smooth conditions, the energy in the self-explosive body will only be used when cornered. "I see." Originally Whis wanted to teach Kahn Ultra Instinct, but now it seems that Kahn is more suitable for self-intention. It's just that Kahn's current level of strength has not yet reached the point of practicing self-extreme will, so Whis plans to improve Kahn's strength and then teach him self-extreme will. Lunch break at noon. Kahn did some calculations, and it has been a year since he came to Beerus. It's almost time for Son Goku to be resurrected, too. So he found Whis. "Whis, can you use your angel staff to help me contact someone?" Even at such a long distance, Kahn could not use voice transmission to King Kai's planet or Earth. So to contact Son Goku, you have to use Whis' angel staff. Whis was happy to help with this little favor, so he used the angel staff to contact King Kai. Son Goku is still alive on King Kai's planet, but it should be soon. "It's Brother Kahn." Hearing Kahn's voice again, Son Goku couldn't help being a little excited. Looking at Son Goku in the light curtain, Kahn chuckled and said, "Goku, there is a gravity training room on the hill behind my house, and I don't need it now. When you are resurrected, you can use the gravity training room to practice." "I see, Brother Kahn." Son Goku nodded solemnly. During the period of King Kai's training, his strength has also improved a lot, but compared to Kahn's strength, he is still too weak. Also, you have to train nephew Gohan when you have time. We Saiyan are a fighting nation, so we can't just let him focus on studying. When you return to the Earth, you can go to the spiritual time room of the Temple of Heaven to practice if you have time. The time flow in the spiritual time room is slower than outside, and you can get the greatest strength improvement in the shortest time there. Kahn urged again. Son Goku listened to the whole process and kept it in his heart. While Son Goku was practicing on King Kai, Vegeta on the other side was also not idle. After leaving Namek, Vegeta did not return to the Frieza Legion, but found a planet where no one knew him and lived there for a long time. Started daily hard practice. Ever since he saw Kahn transform into Super Saiyan on Namek, Vegeta, who has strong self-esteem and conceit, is unwilling to lag behind others, and he also wants to transform into Super Saiyan as soon as possible. Go to Earth and defeat Kahn. This is what he is currently pursuing. As the Prince of Saiyan, he is not allowed to have a better Saiyan than him. After a year of hard training, Vegeta can clearly feel that his strength is much stronger than when he was on Namek. Calculated in terms of combat power, Vegeta's current normal combat power has exceeded 1 million. Half a month later, Bulma collected the Dragon Ball again and revived Son Goku. Son Goku, who returned to the Earth after his resurrection, was not idle. He would take Son Gohan to the gravity training room at Kahn's house every day to practice, as time passed by every minute and every second. The strength of Son Goku and Son Gohan is also growing at a speed visible to the naked eye. In a blink of an eye, nearly 4 more years have passed. Beerus Star. Sign in. Ding. Congratulations to the host for completing the daily check-in and check-in, and get the daily check-in reward, 30 million combat power promotion cards. Ding! Congratulations to the host for signing in for 7 years and 7 months, and get a reward, 0.5 seconds of flash time. 0.5 second flash time skill. It's okay. 0.6 equals 5 seconds flash time skill is not very useful for Kahn's current strength. After 5 years of practicing with Whis, Kahn has been able to transform into a Super Blue. Even without using his own extreme will, his strength is not weaker than that of Son Goku after the power conference in the original book. So whether there is this flash time skill or not, it doesn't really matter much. However, with the flash time skill, Kahn can study the derivative skills of the flash time skill. For example, the time prison and time space, which are derived from the flash time kung fu researched by HIT, can also be considered for research in this area. Host, Kahn. Age, 32 years old. Bloodline, Advanced Saiyan Bloodline. Combat power, 553,063,000,000 normal. Skills, breath control, flying technique, infinite energy, self-intention skill, flash time skill, instant transmission. Glancing at his latest attribute panel, Kahn's mouth couldn't help but curl up in satisfaction. In the past 5 years of practicing with Whis on Beerus, his strength has undoubtedly improved tremendously. If he was cultivating on Earth by himself, his strength might not be 1/10 of his current strength. After sorting out his mood a bit, Kahn left the room and stepped out of the Palace of Gods of Destruction. Compared with 5 years ago, today's Kahn has an inexplicable self-confidence in his eyebrows. After 5 years of baptism, today's Kahn is mature and stable, but he is not lacking in handsomeness and majesty. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 38, Selfishness. Shocked Whisper. Chapter 38, Self-Intention. Shocked Whisper. Mr. Kahn, starting today I plan to teach you a trick of God's imperial skill. By the lake, Whis said amiably. After 5 years of special training, Whis felt that the time had come to teach Kahn self-intention. You mean Ultra Instinct? Huh? You know Ultra Instinct? Ultra Instinct was said from Kahn's mouth. Whis couldn't help feeling a little surprised. Ultra Instinct and Self-Instinct are both divine skills. It is impossible for human beings to know them. After being surprised, Whis said again, but what I want to teach you is not Ultra Instinct. According to your fighting style, you are more suitable for self-intention. Although the extreme will of freedom and the ultimate will of self are both God's control skills, they are completely different combat concepts. Therefore, the extreme mind of freedom and the extreme mind of self cannot coexist. You can either choose to cultivate your own ultimate will, or you can choose to cultivate your own ultimate will. Self-consciousness. Kahn smiled, and he was right. Even Whis thought he was more suitable for cultivating self-consciousness rather than free will only. Is this what you mean by self-importance? The words fell. Kahn's mind moved, and a tyrannical breath of God burst out from his body. Crackling, purple lightning arcs danced wildly around Kahn, and Kahn's black hair also turned into a vertical purple at this moment. The originally majestic and resolute face was a little more fierce. The eyebrows on the eyebrows disappeared completely, and even the dark pupils turned purple. It is self-will. While transforming into the ultimate form of self, Kahn could clearly feel the blood of Saiyan in his body stirring, eager for a fierce battle. This is self-will, not to protect anyone, but to concentrate on fighting. The more fighting spirit burns, the stronger the strength will be. Self-intention Kung Fu is the god's imperial skill that best suits the fighting nation Saiyan. Oh, it turned out to be really selfish. Kahn transformed into Setsuna in his instinct form, and Whis' eyes widened in surprise. He was thinking about teaching Kahn ultimate intention, but during the 5 years of cultivating on Beerus Star has he learned everything by himself. No wonder Whis narrowed his eyes slightly, staring at Kahn with great admiration. Now he remembered. In the past few years, whenever he trained Kahn in actual combat, Kahn always used sabotage, destroying other things to cause destructive power to attack him. Isn't this just the characteristic of self-extreme intention work? Clap, clap. Immediately, Whis applauded appreciatively, smiled and said, "That's great, Mr. Kahn, your combat talent is stronger than I imagined. I haven't taught you yet. I didn't expect you to understand the ultimate self-Wogan. Even Lord Beerus took a long time to learn self-intention." Kahn smiled noncommittally and said, "Doesn't this just mean that you teach well? If it weren't for your excellent teacher, I would still be a waste now." "Oh haha, Mr. Kahn is being modest. I haven't taught you self-consciousness, and I haven't even mentioned the idea of self-consciousness to you, but you have learned it by yourself, which fully demonstrates your excellent talent." The two even flirted with each other. After the business exchange, Whis sighed long and hard. "Mr. Kahn, since you have learned self-consciousness without a teacher, I have nothing to teach you now. In addition to my agreement with her, now I announce that you have become a teacher." Heard the words. Kahn bowed deeply and thanked Mr. Whis. "Thank you for your unremitting teaching for 5 years. Without your teaching, I would not be where I am today." Whis quickly helped Kahn up and said with a light smile, "Mr. Kahn, there is no need to do such a big gift. Teaching students is also one of my pleasures. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't know how boring the past 5 years would be. Thank you anyway." Although Whis doesn't care, Kahn still needs to thank him solemnly for the 5 years of teaching. His education told him that the kindness of a drop of water should be repaid by a spring, not to mention the 5-year teaching. "Do you need me to take you back to Earth?" Whis asked. "Before returning to Earth, I have a place I want to go to. Can you lend me your shuttle cube?" This place, of course, is Wanpa's star. Now that he has self-intention and unlimited energy, Kahn still lacks a super bloodline. So, in the past 5 years, Kahn has been thinking about going to Wanpa Star to sign in once, to see if the special reward for signing up in Wanpa Star will be the super bloodline. Sure. Whis lightly waved the angel staff in his hand, and the shuttle block stored in the space of the angel staff flashed out immediately. He also didn't ask where Kahn was going. After all, it was Kahn's personal business. Whis won't ask too much about these. "Thanks." Whis briefly taught Kahn how to drive through cubes. Then Kahn set the coordinates to the Wanpa Star, and the shuttle block started. At the moment of activation, the shuttle cube left Wanpa Star and entered the universe space in an instant. The shuttle cube is Angel's special means of transportation. Compared with Angel's limit speed, the shuttle cube is even worse. It is no exaggeration to say that the shuttle cube is the fastest means of transportation between universes, bar none. Since he doesn't know the exact location of Wanpa and can't perceive Broly's breath, Kahn can't use instant transmission to reach Wanpa. That's why he needs to borrow the shuttle cube from Whis' call out. The shuttle cube carrying Kahn flashed across the universe, and soon left the God Realm and entered the Milky Way. Wanpa star is an extremely remote planet in the Milky Way. Coupled with the extremely bad weather of Wanpa star, it has become a planet that is not a bird to even the Saiyan and Frieza troops, who live by plundering other planets, look down on Wanpa. After entering the Milky Way, just a second later, Kahn, who was driving the shuttle cube, entered the Wanpa star. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Chapter 39 All parties are moving. Wanpa star signs in. Chapter 39 Region 095 of the Milky Way. Planet Rania. A universe spaceship broke through the atmosphere of the planet Lania and entered the universe space, then turned into a meteor and pierced the universe space in the direction of the solar system. Inside the universe ship, the corner of Vegeta's mouth, as if reborn, had a confident arc. Staring at the sky full of stars outside the window, he couldn't help but gradually become nervous and expectant in his heart, because his trip was to return to Earth. Just to beat Kahn. Vegeta stared at himself in the spaceship window of universe, with a proud and unquestionable tone. Kahn, I will prove who is the strongest Saiyan. Super Saiyan. I can change now too. Yes. After 5 years of arduous special training, Vegeta's strength has greatly improved. As early as 2 years ago, he could transform into Super Saiyan. Now his strength has reached super full power. So, Vegeta will return to Earth confidently, ready to defeat Kahn and prove him that Vegeta is the strongest Saiyan. At the same time, it is also to wash away the shame of being defeated by Kahn. Earth. Kahn's home hum. Vados was having breakfast at home when her angel staff suddenly lit up. Huh? Is it Whis? Vados was surprised and then connected the call. The light curtain refracted out, and inside the light curtain was Whis' face. Whis, how is the result of the special training? Vados said expectantly. She believes that after 5 years of special training with Whis, Kahn's strength has definitely improved by leaps and bounds. The special training was very successful. My brother-in-law has left the training today and is ready to return to Earth. Whis smiled. Thank you, Whis. Someday I will make delicious food for you. Thinking that Kahn was going back to Earth, Vados unconsciously began to feel nervous. For Kahn's special training, she resisted not visiting Kahn for 5 years. As the saying goes, a little farewell is better than a newlywed. Not to mention Vados and Kahn haven't seen each other in 5 years. I don't know how much Kahn's appearance has changed compared to 5 years ago. Does he miss himself very much? For a while, Vados only felt 10,000 ants crawling all over her body, and she wanted to see Kahn immediately. Well, what kind of welcome ceremony will you use when you meet Kahn? Just when Vados started brainstorming, Whis' voice came again. I'm looking forward to your food. I have one more thing to tell you, you say. The results of the special training were beyond my expectations. My brother-in-law is very talented. I never mentioned to him about my self-consciousness, but my brother-in-law has learned by himself surprise. Huh? This I didn't expect it either. Vados was also slightly taken aback. Self-intention is the skill of God. Even the strongest Gods of Destruction Beerus, it took a long time to learn self-intention. But now Whis tells her that Kahn has learned his own mind without a teacher. This can no longer be described as excellent, it is simply evil. Ordinary human beings have self-improvement skills and self-intention skills without a teacher, which is unheard of and unseen. After being surprised, Vados proudly said, as expected of my husband, it's just different. Magum Capsule Company. After breakfast, Vados went out to the Universal Capsule Company. For the past 5 years, she has visited the Universal Capsule Company almost every day, mainly because she has nothing to do when she stays at home alone, so she can only come to chat with Bulma and visit Bulma's scientific research to pass the time and relieve boredom. Today, Vados came to Universal Capsules as usual. Bulma welcomed Vados very warmly. After chatting about homework for a while, Bulma asked again, Vados, didn't you say 5 years? When will Kahn come back? Why do you say again? Because Bulma has asked Vados this question several times in the past 5 years. For the past 5 years, she has been looking forward to Kahn's return to Earth to marry her every day. She is over 30 this year, and if she doesn't start a family, even if she is not in a hurry, her parents, the Bribes, should be. Therefore, if Kahn does not return to Earth to marry her for a day, she will have trouble sleeping and eating. It should be soon, maybe today, Vados said with a slight smile on his cherry red lips. If only today. Although Bulma knew that there was a high probability that Kahn would not be able to come back today, she still hoped that Kahn would come back today. And while Bulma was chatting with Vados, after self-transformation, Dr. Jiro brought Artificial Man No. 19 and appeared in the small town of Nandu. Bang bang bang. Dr. Jiro and Android 19 will kill anyone they see. The whole town of Nandu fell into panic instantly. The appearance of Dr. Jiro and Android 19 quickly attracted the attention of Earth-Z fighters. Son Goku, Son Gohan, Piccolo, and others immediately rushed to the small town of Nandu to look for traces of artificial humans. At the same time, Vados also sensed that Dr. Jiro and Android 19 were destroying Nandu town, so she suggested, Bulma, let's watch some TV. Maybe Kahn will come back after watching the TV. Bulma is fine. Anyway, she is not in the mood for scientific research today, so she might as well watch TV to pass the time. Wanpa star. Ding. The host signs in on Wanpa and gets a special reward, the legendary Super Saiyan bloodline. The reward has been issued. Is it fusion? This time, the system did not automatically give Kahn fusion as before, but asked. Kahn probably also guessed the meaning of the system, so he asked, System, if I pass on the super bloodline infusion now, can I still become super blue? Back to the host, if fusion the legendary Super Saiyan bloodline, this system can give the host 2 choices. First, keep the first stage of Super Saiyan until the super blue transformation. The host can use the super bloodline by switching the bloodline. Second, fusion the power amplified by the host's current transformation into super blue to the super bloodline. After fusion, the host can transform into the Super 1 form of the super bloodline. There is no need to slowly adapt to the super bloodline to increase the power. Super Saiyan Stage 1 to Super Blue can no longer transform. Is that so? After a little thought, Kahn finally made a decision. I choose to fusion. Ko Lan is certainly very strong, but in front of Ko Yi who passed on his blood, he is no different from his younger brother. Didn't you see that in the Broly movie version, Broly just transformed into Ko Yi, who passed on the super blood, and then hoisted up Ko Lan's son Goku and Ko Lan Vegeta after the power tournament? And Chuancho's bloodline must be countless times stronger than his current so-called high-level Saiyan bloodline. Therefore, Kahn hardly has to struggle with these 2 choices. Just choose Chuancho directly and you're done. What Kaolan, in front of Kaoi, who passed on the bloodline, is the younger brother. The most important thing is that the Chuancho bloodline infinitely fits his self-will and unlimited energy. For 5 years, Kahn has been waiting for this day. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge activity time, October 1st to October 7th. Alright legends, that's it for today. If you're ready for the next chapter, smash that like button and flood the comments right now. Remember, we've got 3 days to prove this story needs to continue. Subscribe so you don't miss the drop, and I'll meet you in the next audiobook.